Welcome for Collective Coffee. Hi, Amy. Happy Sunday to you too. I am well. It's a beautiful day in Indiana. Wonderful. It's a pretty nice day in New Jersey. I'm not gonna lie to you about it. We just got done with Sunday service. So for those of you that are new here, I'm hosting Sunday service on the channel. I did it for a very long time and I took a very long break, but we're back at it. So for any of you that are interested in Sunday service is live, it is posted, it is up on the channel. We covered Mark 2:2 today. And then now we're gonna do collective coffee. So every Sunday for months and months and months, I did Sunday service between like 9 and 10 in the morning. And then afterwards I would do collective coffee, which is a live stream where we go over all the signs, just the energies kind of collectively and what each sign can kind of expect for the week. And I did it every single Sunday and I took a big long break, but now feels like a good time to kind of get back into that routine. It's very Virgo season of me, right? Get back into that schedule. So until further notice, on Sunday mornings between 9 and 10, we're going to be doing Sunday service, and then between 10 and 11, we're going to be doing collective coffee. It's a good time. We hang out. We get to spend a little time together, see kind of what the energies for all of you guys is going to be for the week. I do my best to get through all 12 of the signs every week, but some weeks I just cannot get through all 12 of the signs. It depends. My goal this week is to get through all 12 zodiac readings, but in case for some reason I can't, then this will be like a good little chance for me to check in with all of you guys for the upcoming week. So we're going to give it a couple minutes, see what kind of bees kind of buzz in here, and then we'll get started. Very good. Let's see who else is in here. Isha. Hi, Isha. Hi, Wild Wolf Woman. Ooh, what a great name. Heather's here. Takra. Hi. Good morning, everyone. How are you? See the difference in the lighting between here and here? It's bananas. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Ooh. See, yeah, see, this lighting is a little, what should I be doing? Inner stillness. Hi, hello from Belgium. How fun. I keep saying that I want to get, like one of those world maps. And you know how people put little pins in them for all the places that they've traveled? I want to get one of them and put a pin in for all of the personal readings that I do, because I read for so many people in other countries and other continents, and it's so interesting to me. I've hit almost every continent. I have not hit, I don't believe I've hit Asia, and I don't believe I've hit Antarctica yet. I don't know how the Wi-Fi is in Antarctica, but almost everywhere. Oh, so it's really fun. So I kind of want to get one of those big maps so I can put a pin in for all the different countries, all the people I read for on the personal readings. It's so fun. Hello, Christopher. Belgium. How fun. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, right? I think it's pretty cool. So collective coffee. I don't know what time is it where you guys are. I mean, really all time is coffee time for me. But I got my Wawa. I got up very early this morning. I did not sleep well. I don't know if you guys have been having like disrupted sleep. But my sleep's been kind of disrupted, especially last night. I woke up at 1:30. I was up till almost 3. 4:50 p.m. Sleep, what's that? So I'm getting you guys at the end of your day. It's 10:50 here in the morning. So you catch me at the beginning of my day. I got up at 1:30. When I have a channeled message, but I might make a separate video for that. And I was up till like 3, and then I was like in and out of sleep between like 3 and, I don't know, 5, and then I woke up at like 6:30, so it's just really not great. But I was like, we gotta get up, we gotta do Sunday service, I'm gonna go get myself a breakfast burrito, and like we're gonna work it out. Like we're gonna make it happen today. I was like, Lord be with me. I drink coffee all day and all night. Me too. Normally, me too. I've been really good about my coffee. I used to be like a 5-cup a dayer, but now I'm like 1 cup, maybe 2 cups. So I've been really good. So kudos to me. Same sleep is it is very unusual. I keep trying different crystal combinations while I'm sleeping too. And really none of them are right. Like I can't find like the right crystal combination. I always sleep with black tourmaline near my bed. And I always sleep with a piece of still bite in my pillow. Still bite is really good for grounding. It's really good for insomnia, disrupted sleep. But I slept with sunshine stone, I'll show you, aquamarine, and a rose quartz last night. And I'll tell you, it was not it. It was not the right combination. I don't know what I have to do. Maybe I'll try some selenite tonight. I have to. Sometimes it's just the astrology, or sometimes it's just like what's going on, like in the spirit, like in the astral world. I do a lot of dream walking. A lot of you guys will like message me or comment or email and say like, you were in my dream last night, and I was like, girl, I bet I was. Like I'm always like dream walking somewhere. I call when I go to sleep, I call nighttime like my double shift, because it's like I'm never really like off the clock. But a girl gets sleepy. Thank God for concealer, sunless tanner, you know. Oh, thank you, Interstellar. You're so sweet. Mari's here. Spirits at night are waking me up. Amazonite and selenite. Those are good ones. I have a huge black tourmaline next to my bed too, but nothing's going to help. It's the 5J thing. Yeah, you know, the thing is, there's always something happening, right, in the astral, in the spirit world. I was on TikTok a few days ago, and someone was like sounding the bells, like there's something going, there's a war in the astral, and I was like, honey, when is there not a war in the astral? Like, there's always something going on. There's always is it a Tuesday? We're probably going into some kind of battle. Is it a Thursday? No problem. Grab an espresso, storm the trenches. Like, there's always something. But spiritual warfare is my specialty. Like, I'm an energetic healer, a motivational speaker, I'm a tarot reader, but really, demonology, spiritual warfare, that's my specialty. So for me, it's like, when is there not something going on? Like, there's always something going on. It's like, well, it's just Tuesday, like. But so I'm just used to it. And oh my God, yeah, the planet's retrograde. And on TikTok the other day, some girl, she made a poor TikTok. She's like, once Mercury goes in retrograde, it's gonna be like 5 planets. And I was like, oh no, girl, I'm about to break your heart. It's 7 planets. It's 7 planets. It's like, I'm so sorry. It's like Neptune, Uranus. So it's like Chiron, Saturn, Mercury. I was like, there's like 7 planets, but they're gonna go station direct pretty soon. I think in October, like beginning of October, everything goes station direct for the most part. Praise the Lord. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. Like, it just really is. I was in some shopping mall talking with some man. Really don't know where it was. No joke. It's for the longest time, which is interesting because I'm going to use 3 decks for today. I have the Hush Tarot, which I use for all of the monthlies on the Patreon. I have the Divine Feather Messenger deck, and I have the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle. It's just a little combo. Felt good to my spirit. And when I was pre-shuffling, I had the 5 of Pentacles, and I had the Shark come out. And I think that's like very indicative of all of these retrograde energies that we've been in, feeling like very restricted, a lot of people, places, and things kind of falling off, feeling really kind of like rejected, isolated, feeling really like broke, like just like a lot of restriction. And that Shark energy is very much of that like predator spirit, like always feeling like there's just like a lot of pressure, or there's like something to like fight against, or this is the energy of exhaustion. And, you know, I'm not surprised, because I had said it in the Leo season reading that I had done, and I did it, and I mentioned it in the Virgo season reading that I had done as well, that you would think during Leo season and Virgo season, we would have felt like really like sunny and like energized and cleaned up and fresh, but it's the idea of like there's almost like no amount of spiritual cleansing, no amount of reorganizing, no amount of like new routines that's like really making everyone feel like so fresh and so clean, right? It's still like this feeling of I'm just so exhausted, and I don't even know how to not be exhausted, and all of my normal tricks to not be exhausted, not feel depressed, not feel like rejected and isolated, like none of it's working. It's like I'm like busting my ass, but it's like I'm still not making more money. It's just like all of this hi Corey, hi. It's just all of this restriction, right? And I think it's just like all of these broke ass planets in retrograde. They're just trying to rain on our parade. It's just like I'm not here for it. The astrology is for the streets. Like it really is. But I also had this Eagle card come out, and this is all just pre-shuffle, like collective energy. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. And what stuck out to me was this idea of like all aspects. So all aspects of a spiritual journey, of a faith walk, they're not all great. Like, they're not all comfortable. They're not all pleasant. They're not all like fresh and abundant. Some of them are hella crusty. Like, some of them are just really uncomfortable. They really are, you know? And so I think that's a lot of what it is. But because the energy's been so restrictive, because everybody's felt like all 50 shades are out of sorts, I think that it's a good sign that when the pendulum swings to the other side, back on the grass, I think when the pendulum swings on the other side, that energy, that depressive, oppressive energy, it has to be balanced out by something that is really fresh and is really energizing, which is nice. And Virgo season is really like triggering a lot of us, and that had come out through all of the monthly readings that I did on the Patreon, that everyone was dealing with different triggers of emotional intimacy, feelings of self-righteousness, the way they communicate with others, like their own shadow, feelings of guilt, shit, like all of we were being stretched in so many different directions. But if we were able to like lean into that discomfort, we were able to like build up that muscle. And so I think that we're going to be able to transition into Libra season a lot better, a lot easier than we've been transitioning through Leo and Virgo season. I think Virgo season is going better than Leo season. I think Leo season was just for the streets. Virgo season is a little bit better, and I think Libra season is going to be like the best out of the three of them. Oh, I missed some chats. Amy, hi! You didn't miss anything. I was just doing a little like collective energy chit chat. We're going to get started in a moment. You've got a pinched sciatic nerve and haven't had this happen in 5 years. That sounds about right. A lot of soreness. I went on a hike the other day, and I hadn't been like 3 months because I don't like to go when it's too hot, and it's been way too hot. And I was sore for like 4 days. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. Trying to stay grounded and focused. Yeah, we all need a lot more time like outside, ass to grass, as Rob would say. Which is why some of the videos I've been doing, like the Scorpio one, or like I did a live stream last week, I've been doing them outside. Because it's just nice. It's just nice to like breathe a little. Triggers, natural and mindful is helping it. We're so happy to have you, Amy. I'm so glad to be doing this again. Like I said, I used to do Sunday service every morning between 9 and 10, and then I do collective coffee immediately after that. And I hadn't done it in like 6 months. But I feel ready, willing, and able to get back to that schedule. It was a really good schedule for me personally, but I also think it's a really good schedule for us, like as a family, to kind of, if you do partake in Sunday service, like catch a hot word, you know, like catch a little Holy Spirit, like first thing on a Sunday, and then we get to hang out and kind of reset for the week. And big thanks to Ariel from Soul Mana, because I was like discussing a lot of this kind of like behind the scenes with her, and she was really encouraging to me to kind of get back to it. And how she, Amy, and how she missed it, and how it was like really good for us to kind of commune on Sunday mornings. And so I agreed with her. And I hope you like the thumbnails. I worked like, it's so embarrassing. I worked so hard on the thumbnails for Sunday service, and the collective coffee thumbnail, I was sending them back and forth to Ariel. I was like, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think about that? Like, she's really like, she's my ride or die. God bless Soul Mana. Dirt and after the business, yeah. Being with like-minded souls, yeah. And we don't get to, I don't do like a lot of necessarily like live streams a lot, but this is, hi Kirsty, hi. So this is like a nice way for us to do it. And like I said, not every week I get to all 12 of the zodiac signs, so I'm hoping to do that this week. That's my goal. But if I can't get to all 12 of the zodiac signs, then this is a nice way to like touch base with you, you know? And I like to hang out with you guys. My little bees. So, it's kind of, I might turn, we're going to get started in a second. I might turn this fan up, though, because I'm hot, and I get really ornery when I'm hot. There's 22. See, there's 22 people watching this live stream. 22's been coming up a lot lately. That's what we talked about on Sunday service. We covered Mark 2:2. Mark 2:2. My chair in a little bit. Oh, I'm too big for that. I'm too big to squeeze in like that. All right, so like I said, I have 3 decks today. I have the Wild Unknown Spirit Animal Oracle. I think if for some reason I had to give up all of my decks and I was only allowed to keep one deck, it would be this one. There's something about this deck, I love it so much. And then I also have the Hush Tarot, which I said I used for all of the monthly readings. There's something that it's like, really like good in there. You really like get in the cracks with that deck. I love it. I got that off my wish list. You guys are so nice sending me so many decks off of my wish list. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. I just reorganized all of my decks too. So it's like, I set them up almost like a library. Like I can just pull them now. It's like, ooh, it's exciting for me. It's the little things. It's the little things for me. The Virgo season, you know? Hi, Lynn. How you doing, girl? So let's say a little prayer, and then we'll get into it. I wonder who wants to go first. Let's pray first. Father God, thank you for bringing me and everyone in today on this Sunday. I ask that you give me wisdom, clarity, and discernment to deliver these messages accurately for everyone's highest of love, light, alignment, and assignment. We praise you, we love you, we thank you always. We give you all the glory and the honor for these messages. To the utmost high. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Let's see. Who's going to go first? I'm kind of thinking Aries, but what do you guys think? Who do you guys want to go first? Let's keep it interactive. We'll see which signs are present and accounted for in the chat. Maybe it's Capricorn. The devil just flew out, so maybe it's Capricorn. Wasn't expecting to come. I kind of want to do them backwards today. I know that's strange, but there's something about wanting to do it backwards. Well, like Capricorn, and then end with like Aquarius or something like that. Ooh, that's a novel idea. Why does that feel good? Go backwards. Go backwards. It's got to be, maybe it's like these retrograde energies. Amy, yay, Cappy. All right, sure. You know what, Capricorn? Let's do it. So the way I want to do it is I want to pull like a focusing energy with the animal deck, get an affirmation with the bird deck, and then we'll kind of clarify a little bit with the tarot. Very good. Very good. All right, Capricorn. What's your general energy for the week? Talk to me. Oh, shit. Oh, all right. Damn. That's a lot of general energy. Nice. You have the spider, you have the crocodile in reverse, and you have the eagle. I find you, Capricorn, finding a lot of solace. If you've, like, had any networks, friendships, business, if you've had anything like that kind of fall through for you, I actually think that you're finding a lot of solace in that now. I think you fell into acceptance, and I see you actually starting to build like the infrastructure for like a new social network. It's very Zuckerberg of you. The infrastructure for a new social network moving forward. Business, love, friends. This crocodile in reverse, this is really nice because it gives me the impression that you're not looking at everyone as your enemy anymore. You're not in like a heightened level of suspicion. I also don't feel like you're in a heightened level of competition this week. There's a lot of worthiness coming through here, a lot of like healthy confidence, which is really nice. And I like that this eagle is coming in here because this is balance. This talks a lot about like freedom and freedom and like justice for me. So I think that's really nice. It's very much of like what will be, whatever happened, there's a purpose. It's very much like that. There's a lot of acceptance and a lot of rebuilding, kind of rebuilding after the rubble. I enjoy that. That's good. I'm really liking that for you. And you know what, just for funsies, I do see the horse on the bottom in reverse and the star. And so I think part of this acceptance for you, Capricorn, is now that you've gotten enough distance, you kind of realizing that whatever didn't work out actually worked out for you, that where you were trying to find mobility, success, freedom, wish fulfillment, that those people or those places, they were not going to be able to be the ones. But it's hard to see that when you're still in it, right? It's like when you're too close to a canvas, you have to step back a little bit. So I think by doing that, you regain like a lot of your like emotional stability, and now you're feeling really confident moving forward this week. Yes, okay. I love that for you, Cappy, because normally you're not a Taurus, but you're stubborn as a bull. Like you really are. What's your affirmation? Flicker. Oh, see, it's just a flicker. It's just the start of a spark. New rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. Beautiful. Trust and adapt. I'm hearing good things come in small and strange places. Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Okay. Hi, Yvonne. Miloon. Miloon. That's too many. Oh, Capricorn's really throwing a lot of cards this week. Okay. So, you have the Four of Swords in reverse. You also have the King of Wands in reverse. I think after kind of like the last phase that you just went through, Capricorn, I think you kind of got put in a little bit of a timeout. Whether you were divinely put in a timeout or whether you had to force yourself into a timeout in order to recalibrate, because there is a lot of ego and there's like a lot of impulsivity that comes through with the King of Wands in reverse. It's very much of like being a hothead. And Capricorn, like, you like to really be on top of your game. So if you are not on top of your game, if you don't understand what happened, if you feel like someone did you dirty, like, you're like a dog with a bone. You will not let it up, like, let it up. Like, you will not. So I really think that you had to put yourself in a timeout, or the divine sat your ass down real quick. But I feel like you're being released from that. You gained enough temperance. You gained enough temperance energy to be released from that. That's really nice. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Let's see what else wants to come out for you, Cappy. The moon. The mystery lives on. Some of these answers you might not ever know, Capricorn, about why certain things didn't work out. I think you can see that it worked out in your favor, that it wasn't in alignment, but I think you're going to have to make peace this week with realizing that you may never fully have all the answers. And a lot of times, like, and especially with Venus and Scorpio, there's a lot of messages collected, like, the truth will come to light, the truth will come to light. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's better if it doesn't. Sometimes it's better if it doesn't. The Knight of Pentacles. So that way you can continue to make slow and steady progress moving forward. Slow progress is still progress, especially if again, you're kind of rebuilding after like a little bit of rubble, after like a little bit of breakdown. And especially because I feel like you kind of purged out a lot of that hot-headedness, that need to control, that impulsivity, that kind of stuff, that you're learning how to move forward now in a, again, temperance, in a more balanced way. Stick with that. Stick with that. I also see you creating like a new schedule. I feel like this week is the first week of you starting to become a lot busier, but I also see you aligning yourself to being busy with worthwhile causes. Not busy for busy's sake, but busy with things that you actually enjoy. Queen of Pentacles, you're being way more intentional with your energy, and I feels like you're also not leaving yourself out of your to-do list this week. So part of this new schedule or this new routine that you may be implementing may also have to do with incorporating more consistent grounding, self-care, time off, that kind of thing. It's the idea of when you're working, you're really working. But when you're off, you're off. And like really kind of setting that boundary with yourself. So that's really nice, Capricorn. That's really beautiful. I like that. I like that for you a lot. Sagittarius? Yeah, Sagittarius. We're going backwards. Oh, we're going backwards. Yeah, timeouts came up a lot. It's so hot in here all of a sudden. Oh, I mean, the sun's like shining. So. Mercury is not even retrograde, and I already find myself being really clumsy. Tripping over things, bumping over things. Misspeaking, like, tripping over my words. It's like, it is not even, for those of you that have been with me for a while, just get ready for like the blank stares, the stuttering. Mercury retrograde. My Mercury's in Pisces too, so it's like it's already rough for a girl out here. Truly it is. So let's see. Sagittarius. Funny song. Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Are you having yourself a little afternoon delight? Are you having yourself like a little rendezvous? Feels like you're gonna get good news this week in the afternoon. Like, I almost feel like some of you might wake up in like a crappy mood like one morning, but by like midday, like there's some good news that comes in. An opportunity. Turtle in reverse. Something's speeding up for you. Something's speeding up for you this week. You might have felt really stagnant. And there's also a sense of, because turtles talk a lot about longevity, feeling as though like no matter how hard you were trying, like you were still unable to kind of break out of like a thread or a cycle. It feels like that's being expedited. So there's a speeding up process. Again, it's almost like you wake up one morning and you're really stressed about something, and by the afternoon you have a solution. You have like a getaway plan or like an exit strategy, some kind of solution. The wolf. It came out in reverse though. It's something that was like, it was weighing you down. It's very oppressive. This is my Emperor card. It's very oppressive. Wolves also talk a lot about isolation, kind of lone wolf kind of thing. It can be one or the other. One, this is you kind of coming back in a union with some people. Perhaps you're feeling like into forced isolation. Trying to like break out of something, break out of a cycle, having a hard time doing so. Or you might have had a hard time breaking away from some people because wolves are pack animals. And you know, and it's interesting because he's so stoic, like he's so calm. And meanwhile, there's like all of this fire raging around him. So it's the idea of like you needing to like put on like a good game face, even if like internally it felt like you were kind of freaking out and like wondering why. Crow. On top of this world. This is a solution that's given to you this week, Sagittarius. It's not a solution that you could have found on your own. This is a solution that is, it feels like it's brought to you, like it's brought to your door this week. And it's quick. It changes the cycle. It changes things really quick. And part of this exit strategy, it may be to like allow you to get away from some people, away from a place, an environment, a leg up at work. Like it's again, it's not something you could have found or done for yourself. It's something that is brought to you almost like through a divine helper, A cardinal. Look at that. Beautiful. Stand tall and proud. See the leadership role unfolding ahead of you. I wonder if part of this offer is going to give you like an increased role in something or like an increased level of responsibility. It's almost like with that turtle, it's like no one coming to you, no solution being present, everything going really slow, and then all of a sudden, things move really quickly, and then like you're very in demand, stuff picks up, and like you kind of need to stay on top of that. You need to stay on top of that. For some of you, this could have to do with love, too. Cardinals mate for life. They also like indicate a lot of like the lover's energy. Cardinals, for me, talk a lot about ancestral energy as well. So like you could be receiving like help from your family, perhaps. That's very possible. That's very possible. So let's see. Let's pull out these tarot cards. Hi, Chili Bean. How you doing, love? Yeah, you're either receiving like a call, like help from your physical family, or like your ancestors on the other side are working through someone else to come in and be like a bit of a helper for you. But whatever it is, it like completely kind of changes the page for you. It's really interesting. Knight of Swords in reverse. It feels like someone knows that you've been having a hard time, like they've been watching you. So the Knight of Swords in reverse is always my like keeping an eye on you card. Someone's been keeping an eye on you, and that doesn't necessarily have to be like scary stalker keeping an eye on you. It could also be like spirit has been keeping a very close eye on your situation. Your family has been keeping like a very close eye on your situation. It's almost like when you're going through a hard time and your family can tell because they know you really well, but they don't tell you that they recognize. Yeah. They don't tell you that they recognize that you're having a hard time because they don't want to like blow up your spot. They don't want to like embarrass you. The Chariot, that's really quick movement forward. With this horse here, horse talk about freedom. Again, something's just kind of coming in. Judgment in reverse. I wonder, Sagittarius, if you didn't ask anyone for help because it felt like you dug your own hole. With that like you made a bad judgment call about something and you ended up, you had to lie in a bed, right, that you made, that sort of thing. But Spirit's been keeping a very close eye on this situation, or someone's been noticing that you've been having a hard time. So there is this help coming in. And again, the Chariot is quick movement forward. Quick, like a bunny. Knight of Wands. What did I say? Quick like a bunny. And she's riding on a cardinal. So cardinals may be really significant to you this week. If this message feels like it resonates and you see like a few cardinals this week, that might be it. And again, I was saying something about like a mate. Like for some of you that might be like some, like a romantic kind of thing, because again, cardinals mate for life, and there are 2 of them. And the song that's coming to my head right now is Gallows Pole. Gallows Pole. That might be a song for you that you might want to look into. It's on the Shufflemancy. I have like 750 songs on the Shufflemancy, but it's on the Shufflemancy. And the 9 of Cups. Ooh, oh, Lord in heaven. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. There is a snake around this goblet too, which talks a lot about healing energy, your root energy, kundalini, sacred sexuality sort of energy. And I did pull in that afternoon delight. So for some of you, this divine helper, this assistant, something that's helping you move out of a cycle really quickly, it's coming in the form of like a love match. For some of you, it could just be like financial or relocation assistance from your family. But if you weren't asking for help because you felt like maybe you dug your own hole, don't stress so much about it because you sat there long enough. Spirit washed it, and there is help coming in for you this week, and it's going to happen quick. So just be light. Be spry. Be spry, Sagittarius. Cardinals are ancestral bird. Sag, North Node, and Neptune. Both my... Oh, that's a lot of Saggy in your house, Amy. Woohoo! That's a lot of Sagittarius in one house. I'm good and blessed, babe. Good to see you. Oh, my little jelly bean. That's a lot of Sag in one house. I have a Sagittarius moon, but as I've said many times, I feel like I resonate more with my Vedic chart. As I get older, I resonate more with my Vedic chart than my Western chart. So that would make me a Scorpio moon, which I feel like sounds more like me. In my Vedic chart, I am an Aquarius with a Virgo rising and a Scorpio moon. And that sounds right on the money for me. That sounds right on the money. Scorpio. Oh, speaking of Scorpio, Scorpio's next. I have to go backwards, so I'm like, Z, Y, X. Oh, shit. Okay, this card really wants to come out. Got the Dragonfly. I've been doing a lot of maturing. Putting maturity to the test this week, Scorpio? Putting maturity to the test this week. I wonder if you might get triggered in some aspect. They're really pointing out the green in the middle of this dragonfly. Dragonflies, for me, they talk about maturity, emotional maturity. They also talk about spiritual maturity as well, like healthy amounts of self-discipline, discernment, self-control, seeing things from a higher perspective. I'm wondering if something like that may be a little bit triggering may come up this week and kind of hit you like in the heart space a little bit. And it is an air card, and then kind of create a little confusion in your mind. And you've grown a lot in maturity. You've grown a lot spiritually. You've grown a lot emotionally. And there's something about that might be being put to the test this week. I'm also hearing there are no wrong answers. There are no wrong answers. It's just like a barometer. Virgo Sun, Libra Moon, Scorpio Rising, Leo Venus, Capricorn North Node. My North Node's in Capricorn too. In my Western chart, I'm a Pisces Sun, Libra Rising, Sag Moon, Aries Venus, Capricorn North Node. So I am sweet and I am dreamy, but I'm a real fucking hard ass. Like at the same time. I'm like a Sour Patch Kid. B. It's coming out in reverse. Yeah, so, yeah, okay. And I just did, see, use your words. So when I think about the opposite of the bee, I think of something that kind of looks like a bee and it acts like a bee, but it's not a bee. And that would be a wasp. And I just did the message from the wasp. And so I'm wondering, Scorpio, if there's a situation that seemed like it was going to be like kind of sweet for you, right? It's going to be abundant. It was going to be fertile. It was going to, you know, like something for the community, like something good. And you may come to find this week that you are being redirected in a little bit of a different direction, and that may trigger you because you may have like emotionally really or like intellectually really invested a lot of time into this direction, into someone, into an idea, something like that, and it might trigger you. And so it feels like this week you might be being tested on self-control, but also in like surrender and like trusting the process, trusting in divine detours, that there may be something better suited for you than what initially you're thinking. Yeah, and I do see the lamb. The lamb is such a sweet energy. The lamb is so sweet, but it also is a very vulnerable energy, and it does bring up a little bit of the energy of naivete. And so there just might have been something you wanted to do, someone you wanted to work with, something you were interested in, that perhaps there were elements of research or elements of just the surrounding energy that you weren't privy to, and that may be why, and it may not be the best for you, and that may be why you're being redirected, and you will be able to discern that if you're able to step back, get a higher perspective, and allow that maturity and that evolution that you've worked so hard to build to really be put into place and not fight the process. How can we find out our Vedic chart? You just Google it. I just Googled it, and then I just put in my information, like my regular birth chart, and then it told me. Sometimes, I find a lot of time your placements just get pushed back one. So I'm a Pisces, so in my chart I'm an Aquarius. My Venus is an Aries, so in my Vedic chart I'm a Pisces Venus. My North Node and my South Node stay the same, but sometimes they will change. So I would go and just Google Vedic chart, and just put in your information, and it'll let you know. It'll let you know. And they're a little bit different though, because they have like Rahu and Ketu. It's different. I'm not an astrologist, period. I'm especially not a Vedic astrologist. But I resonate a lot more with Vedic astrology. Like in Vedic astrology, we're not in the age of Aquarius, we're in the age of Pisces, which makes a lot more sense because I'm not seeing everyone holding hands, trying to teach the world how to love, like the age of Aquarius is supposed to be. But I do see a lot of rise of mystics, psychics, high priestesses, people exploring the occult, which would be very Piscean, right? So I just take it as it resonates. Michaela, hi! You call yourself a Sour Pouch all the time. Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon, Scorpio Rising. I love a Gemini. I love a Gemini so hard. I feel like people really shit on Geminis, but I love Geminis. But my Mars is in Gemini, so a Gemini is like one of those few signs that when it comes to like debates, like intellectual pursuits, they can keep up with me. You got a Pelican, Scorpio. Scorpio. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. What did I say? There may be aspects of a person, an environment, a project, a plan. Some of you might have like created a plan or like an obligation, a contract, something with someone that may be falling through. And if it is, what isn't working out for you this week is really working out for you. And again, you'll be able to discern it and you'll be able to kind of surrender it and really adapt to the divine detour and put that maturity into practice for yourself. But again, like I said before, there are no wrong answers. It's just a barometer. It's just a barometer. But try and take it for what it is and kind of keep it moving for yourself. Yeah, this is peace too. Raise forgiveness and raise your vibration. At the bottom of the deck, you have a dove, sense of peace. So, you know, just, again, with that lamb, you might just not have realized, maybe there's more research you needed to do. Maybe someone wasn't being totally honest about their intentions. Like, you don't know, but just take it as it comes and just allow yourself to lean into that detour. Kelly. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Eve. Everlong Mystic. Is an age of Aquarius, spirituality and technology coming together as well? Yeah. The start of the age of Aquarius, if that's the case. Like this right now, bringing people together. Yeah, maybe. There's a lady, again, I'm not an astrologist, period, especially not a Vedic astrologist. There's a woman that I follow on TikTok. She has a YouTube channel. I can't remember her name, though. And she's a Vedic astrologist. And she says, like, the age of Aquarius isn't going to start for, like, a really long time. Like at least 50 years, if not more. Because apparently the ages are calculated when, depending on what sign is in place during the spring equinox. And during the spring equinox, it's been in Pisces. Something like that. I think it's like the pregame for it, but it's not exactly it. Fool in reverse, Scorpio. Yeah, again, it's the same thing with that lamb. You might be feeling like a little bit foolish. You might be feeling a little bit foolish this week. Like, why did I do that? Why did I sign on for that? I didn't read all the fine print, like that kind of thing. If you fall too deep in that energy, though, you could lean on, like, the side of, like, frustration and petty. Right? And that won't serve you very well. Remember, your growth and your maturity that you've obtained in this last season, it's being tested right now. It's being tested this week. And it's going to come through a triggering moment, but it's going to detour you into something that's better for you. And I know that's annoying. I know that's a pain in the ass, but... King of Wands in reverse, yeah. Don't be impulsive. Also, there is this... You see my nose is going. It's also something about be mindful of what you're saying this week. Like, you might really want to, like, tell someone off, but try and have, like, as much grace and as much tact as, like, you possibly can. Because you have the Two of Pentacles. You gotta balance these energies, right? It's sometimes if we feel like we were misled, someone said that they could hold up some kind of responsibility, they renege on that response, that can really trigger us, and we could really want to, like, read someone down. Really temper that out and balance it. Again, it's a test of your maturity this week. I'm going to decide to be a Sagittarius moon this week and not a Scorpio moon this week, because I don't want none of that smoke. Not a bit. Two of Wands. Yeah, Two of Wands in reverse. One, the path is being slightly detoured. That's okay. You're going to like it better. You're going to like it way better. But don't let this situation make you feel doubtful of a new path presenting itself to you. If God, the universe, if ever anything is taken away from you or something doesn't work out, it's because there's something better, right? Anytime I ever lost out on something, a job, a promotion, a partner, anything like that, eventually the divine brought me something that was better than that. Right? So you have to trust and believe that. Again, it's about trusting the process. It's about spiritual, emotional maturity. And it's also a lot about self-control. Right? Let sleeping dogs lie. Let sleeping dogs lie. Scorpio. So, Libra. We're moving on to Libra. We're a little bit like Vanessa Carlton right now. We're making our way downtown. We're walking, not fast, but like at a medium speed. Faces pass. Hi, Corey. Welcome back. Look at you guys. You guys are so cute. I miss doing these with you guys, these little collective coffees. And I was so excited about my thumbnail. I was just so excited about I spent so much work on that stupid thumbnail. But I'm really impressed with it. I was like, I really impressed myself with my marketing skills. And this stream will go up on the replay, so if anyone's not... Thank you. My thumbnails are on fleek. I was really proud of the one I did for Sunday service, too. I left some of the corners blank, though, and I sent it to Ariel, and she's like, girl, you need to put, like, a little sun in that one corner. And I was like, that changes the whole vibe. Thank you so much. Ariel is now my business manager. She is probably sleeping right now with her little babies. But I'm going to put this live up on the replay. So if anyone doesn't catch it, like, live in action, then it'll be up later for you guys. And Sunday service is up. I did that earlier this morning, so that's up and running for you guys if you're interested. We can ping her. What if she's sleeping though? You know she's up nursing her babies. What if she's sleeping though? I want her to get her Z's. I want her to get her Z's. It's It's 11:30 here, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's 5:30 in the morning for her. Y'all do not wake her up with your psychic juju. Why? She's gonna show up here in like 15 minutes. Oh man. Ping ping air. Yeah, you're thinking about it though. You're really thinking about it though. I see you. I peep you. Who's that? Oh, Libra. Let me take a minute. To center myself. That's so funny. You know what's interesting though is we were talking before about how like the energy has been really kind of low. Like Leo season was like a bust. And we've all been so exhausted. But like getting back to collective coffee, getting back to Sunday service is something that I was like really kind of like on the fence with, even though I've done it a million times. I haven't done it in like 6 months. But because I like came into agreement with it, I was like, oh, I don't know. But I was like, all right, it seems like that's what you want me to do. And because I came into agreement with it, all of the energy, even though I did really not sleep well at all last night, all of the energy that like I really needed for it, boom, showed up. So it's like God sends peace ahead of you. He sends peace ahead of you. I caught a few of the comments on the Sunday service video before I came on here too. It wasn't up for very long, but the comments were really sweet and really supportive and really nice, which made me happy because I have like 3,000 more subscribers now than I did when I started Sunday service, and so I was like, I know it's not for everyone, but everyone's been really nice and like really receptive to it, which is nice, because what I was talking about in Sunday service was that I feel like the spiritual journey as a whole is complicated, but sometimes I think, and this is like me taking accountability and responsibility, but I think sometimes we as readers, as healers, as teachers, that we contribute to the complication, and so I wanted to kind of bring it back down to a place that was a little bit simpler, like a little bit more like wholesome, a little bit more digestible. And so I'm really happy that everyone's been really receptive to the return of Sunday service. Get a little Holy Spirit in you. Yeah, absolutely. My faith has been tested. Charlize is here. She's the resident mama bee. I told you I was doing Sunday service. You were like, awesome. And I was like, she doesn't really believe me that I'm doing it. It's like, she gonna see on Sunday morning. Let's see. Libra. Yeah, September's been super fucking gnarly. It's been really like good for me though. It's been like a healthy trigger. It's been like a healthy stretching. But I'm really just like, I'm trying to lean into it. Virgo. I love Virgo energy. I get sent Virgo energy all the time. Okay, Libra. All right. So cheetah in reverse, and then you have the raccoon. When the cheetah's upright, it talks about a lot of opportunities, like a lot of doors opening to you, like really quickly. The fact that it's in reverse, and there's all of this orange and all of this yellow, it tells me that you might get a little frustrated this week coming forward, because maybe you're not seeing some doors open, you're not seeing opportunities presenting themselves, stuff like that. Don't forget, Jupiter, which is the gifter, Jupiter's the expander, is still in retrograde, right? Now, this raccoon talks about resourcefulness. It talks about adaptability. Now, this is really taking like a glass half full approach for yourself this week, Libra. If there are not doors opening, opportunities, if things are not falling out of the sky in your lap, don't allow it to disempower you. Don't allow it to dishearten you. What it's trying to direct you to is the fact that there are tools, there are options, there are opportunities already available to you in your environment, but they have not been recognized and they're not being properly utilized. Necessity is the mother of invention. Very good. Very good. So don't allow yourself to get triggered and then completely stop everything you're doing this week. Lean in, take another look at what you have available to you and allow that to, and channel any of that frustration energy, channel it into being creative, channel it into being like really innovative, because you might be surprised with like what you're able to come up with. Panther in reverse. Put the shadow down this week. Operate from your higher self if possible. And if you are going to let your shadow out, allow it to come out and work for you, not against you, right? For instance, like any time in the past where like I felt like things weren't happening for me, my shadow would come out and go, you know what? I'm not gonna get mad. I'm gonna get busy. Like, I'm gonna get to work. Like, I'm gonna find a solution here. There's something I'm not seeing. And like, really allow yourself to take like that closer look. And that's when I've gotten some of my best ideas. Like my board, like the lots, like different series that I've come up with. It's come out of times when nothing else was going on for me, and I had to be really resourceful. I had to be really innovative. And you will pleasantly surprise yourself, is what I'm sensing. And go, wow, that's been here the whole time. Like, I didn't even realize that. Boom. Ooh, we got one. Everyone's so happy to see Charlize. Oh, you got Chickadee, Libra. The time is right to release old patterns and energy. You are ready to embrace change. You are ready to embrace change. Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Because you know what, Libra? You're all for the aesthetics. Like, you like things to look good. You like to look good. You like all your projects to look successful. Like, you never want any cracks to be seen on the surface for other people to see you or criticize you, right? And I get that. I'm a rising Libra. I get that. But I think it may be, like, potentially a pattern of you in the past when things aren't going your way to kind of go, well, fine then. Like, I'll just wait for something to happen. And it's a little bit about kind of releasing that pattern and going into, okay, no, I'm going to be a little bit more proactive. Like, there's something that I can do here. The glass is half full. There's more available to me than there are things being restricted from me. So let me just be a little bit, you're an air sign. Let me get a little bit creative. Let me, use my brain power and let me figure this out. New opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. And again, they're not new in the sense of it's something external coming in. They're new in the sense of you taking what is already around you and using it in a new way. Reinvention. I just got guided to lots by a homeless gentleman here. And here I am today. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I wanted to do the lots for Sunday service this morning, but I didn't want it to run too long, so I just pulled a couple cards, but I'm going to be piggybacking on Sunday service back and forth between cards and the lots. So we're going to see. I love my lots, though. All right, Libra. Four of Pentacles. Why I'm hearing that Wilson Phillips songs. Hold on for one more day. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. See, this is the cool thing about this. One, I want you to look at this card. I want you to look at this bird. Do you know this bird is sitting on top of like this carcass? Right? This looks like a situation that's dried up. It looks like it's dead. It looks like nothing is flourishing. There's nothing abundant here. But if you look closer at its mouth, there's like these two little pearls. And if you find it, if you kind of follow it down, you realize there's an entire string of pearls just kind of hanging out. I know, the Morrigan. See, I got her raven. I got her raven right back there. This string of pearls is strung up right in between the situation that like kind of looks over and it kind of looks hopeless. Again, it's like finding like the wisdom, the lesson in a situation that looks like nothing is happening. And if anything, like being able to pull out so much more than like you thought that you were able to. And there's almost like a level of excitement and actually holding on to it. I think maybe you were like, I need an opportunity, like I need a breakthrough, like I need something, and then immediately almost switching over and going, no, actually there's a lot to do here. Like, oh, wait a second, no, I'm gonna stay here. And there's like a sense of being excited to be content with where you are because you realize that where you are is a lot more abundant than what you previously realized. Yeah, 5, 6, 7. 7 of Pentacles. Look how vibrant this is, too. Do you see the difference in the coloring? It's like feeling very bland, kind of like worn out. So all of a sudden feeling like really vibrant. And the 7 of Pentacles, it talks a lot about investment. It talks about hard work. It talks about elbow grease. And it also talks a lot about faith. That maybe the reason that you're still in the position that you're in is because there's still good work to do there. Not because you're being punished, not because you don't deserve other opportunities. It's that there's still work to be done where you are, whatever phase of life. And it's not just busy work. It's something that's meaningful. It's something that has purpose. It's something that is going to be useful for you, not just in this season, but the other seasons moving forward. And if you notice, she's got this big ass key in her hand too. And it's almost like the key, the solution to you actually being able to move forward and receive new opportunities is dependent on what you're able to produce where you are with what you already have. Very good. Very good. With the Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That's what I'm saying. And the Sun at the top of the deck. Listen. If this ain't making lemonade, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, Libra. That's beautiful, though. You take a trigger moment and you completely flip it into, like, a total blessing. That's amazing. And it's actually the thing you need to get you to move forward. Can't ask for better. That's awesome. Growth, innovation, and advancement. All in a week. All in a week. Alchemy in the builder. Yeah. That's exactly how you've been feeling. Yes, very good. Very good. I think I've watched so much Tabitha Brown. I started watching Tabitha Brown when COVID hit, and she was so inspiring to me. And, like, there was even a message the day after I filmed my Thoughts from the Trail video. She had posted a little video, and I think it was on Instagram, and it was about, like, sharing your story, how people will, like, learn. You didn't go through what you went through for nothing, and people will be so inspired and learn from your story. Right after I was talking about that the day before in my Thoughts from the Trail video, and, like, that was such a, like, she always, like, she is really, like, a woman of God. Like, she really comes through with, like, the right message, like, when you need it. She's such a godsend. But she always says, like, very good, and I go, very good, Miss Tabitha. And I guess it's just something that I just kind of, like, absorbed. I just picked it up. Which I'm going to pick up something from anyone. I'm happy to pick that up from her. Very good. Very good. Like, it's just encouraging. There's just think about it. It's just, like, really encouraging. Touche, Libra. Alchemy in 22. Master Builder. See, I'm telling you, 22, it, like, keeps coming up. I keep seeing it all week. It's coming up. It came up in the Little Wasps reading yesterday, Like a Bird 22. It was the scripture that came out for Sunday service, and I just blind pulled that. Mark 2:2. And I sat there and I was like, okay, Jesus, what do you want to talk about? So I just opened up the book to a random page, and there was Mark 2:2. So it really is very much of like an exercise in mastery this week, putting those things into practice that we've learned. And again, who was it? Scorpio. There is no right or wrong. It's all just a barometer. It's all just, yeah, you're right, coming into 2022. You're good. See, you're connecting dots. You're always connecting dots that I'm not connecting. You're connecting the other side of the dots. I will always reply to you. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good, Kirsty. Your comment on the Patreon the other day about the Fundamentals of Magic Part 2 this week, it was so funny for me because I was like, next week, next Wednesday, Fundamentals of Magic Part 2, like, we're gonna get a little spicy, like, we're gonna get a little controversial, and you were like, I am here for the spice, I am here for the controversy, and I was like, yes, girl, get into it, like, let's talk about close practices, let's talk about why you probably shouldn't be using white sage, like, let's do it, let's stir the pot, let's stir the cauldron a little bit this week. I love it, you're coming to me giggle. The Patreon's really been making me, like, giggle, like, the last 2 weeks. I'm really loving everyone on the Patreon's getting, like, a lot more interactive, and it's so fun. Especially, I just did the Claire Intuitive exercises, and everyone was so funny. They're like, I didn't get that. Oh, I got that, but I saw this in a funny way. And it's just, like, it's just really fun. Like, we're having so much fun on the worker beats here over on the Patreon. Like, we really are. We really just having, like, a rollicking good time. 22, massive for me, and just said scripture, and I resonate with that number. Mary Magdalene, yeah. Which, it's so interesting that you mentioned Mary Magdalene, too, because I did the Venus in Scorpio transit video, and it's all about, like, the sexual shadow, which brings up so much of that Mary Magdalene, so much of that Lilith energy. 22, a huge year for the balance of the masculine with the feminine. Absolutely. Do you know what? Speaking of that, I read something yesterday. I think it was a quote from Buddha. Totally don't quote me on that. I may totally be wrong. But it was talking about the idea of unity. And when we talk about unity, we're already coming from the perspective of divisiveness. Because in order for unity to exist, we must first already come into the agreement that there are two separate things. That there are two separate halves that have to come together, as opposed to everyone already being whole. And it just really blew my mind that, like, conversations about unity are already coming from, like, the perspective of division. And I was like, whoa. Brain power. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's wrong. But it was an interesting idea in my head. Vulture. Ooh. Clearing it out. Yeah, we're clearing out a lot of stuff this week. We're clearing out a lot of distortions this week. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. We also are coming up to next month, not this Monday, next Monday is the full moon in Pisces, right? So it feels like we're really clearing out this week a lot of the distortions, a lot of the triggers, just like a lot of like the junk in us, because, you know, Piscean energy, it's so dreamy, like it's just Neptunian, it's just, but to like really align ourselves to like proper second sight, like proper vision, proper intuition that's not clouded by the distortions. Yes? Yes. Oh yeah, I'm excited to make moon water. I'm doing an episode on moon water on the Patreon this week. This week, yes, just Friday. Who's next? Libra. Virgo, my little Virgy Virgs. That's beautiful, Danny. That's beautiful. Camel in reverse, Virgo. Are you burnt out? Has your well run dry? Are you pulling out? I'm thinking out loud. Or are you pulling out your resources finally? Ooh, I think that's what it is, Virgo. So what the camel does is it gathers resources, it gathers supply, it fills its hump, right? So that way you can kind of go on a long journey. It feels like you are taking the first steps and like the new leg of your journey, and what's required of you is to pull out all of the resources that you already gathered. Wisdom, knowledge, work ethic, new routine, like it's that kind of thing. Which for me, again, my Vedic chart, I am a Virgo rising, and I have a decent amount of Virgo in my regular chart. And this week it's like new schedule, new routine, get back to collective coffee, get back to Sunday service, do this, do that, do the other thing. So I can see how like this could like apply to me. Do the Humpty Hump. When I just made a container, pulling out resources finally, yes. Filling the hump. The mouse. Yeah, the mouse in reverse. It's big picture. It's big picture, not getting so... It's hard for Virgos not to get hung up on the details. The devil's in the details, right? But staying big picture, there's also something about the principle. Taking on projects, taking on like aspects of your journey, or pulling out certain resources that... Or it also feels like qualities, like skills, talents that you have that you may be previously uncomfortable to show other people. But doing it because of the principle, doing it for like the greater good, doing it for the greater good. This feels very much like it applies to the Sunday service message, but that's what that feels like. Like you've gained like a lot of wisdom, you've gained a lot of skills, and like this week is really the time for you to pull them out for the greater good, for the big picture, for the principle of the whole thing. Even if it makes you feel like a little insecure or a little bit uncomfortable to go from the background to the foreground. Ooh, Virgo, ooh. I said, ooh. The lamb. Oh, I feel like some of you might be second guessing yourself. Like, well, if I do that, like, is it me trying to show off? Like, is that my ego? Like, is it like, it's that kind of thing? Because some of you might have even kept some of your abilities or kept yourself in the background because maybe you were afraid of like criticism, right, from others, and feeling of like, oh, is it me trying to prove people wrong? Is it like an ego thing? Am I trying to make it all about me? Like there is something about that, but there's something about like needing to kind of check back in with yourself this week, Virgo, and realize that you are like coming from like a really kind of pure, there's like a purity with this lamb, a really pure and like genuine place, and moving forward and again putting yourself from the background to the foreground. It's the right thing to do for you. It's also the right thing to do like for the greater good, because you have something important to add to the conversation. You have something important to add to the conversation, and not be so hard on yourself, and not only recognize yourself by your shadow, but also be able to recognize yourself by the purity of your own light. Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Cheetah at the top of the deck, upright. There's opportunities coming. It's like a freight train. It's coming right for you. You gonna do it? You gonna do it, Virgo? You going for it? Go Virgo, go Virgo, go. Go Virgo, go Virgo, go. I love that. Virgo has a secret. Virgo has a secret hump. That's really funny to me. That's really funny to me. Go Virgo, go Virgo, go. That's going to be stuck in your head now all week. I hope it does. I hope if you have a moment this week where you're like second guessing yourself, you just hear me in the back of your head. Go Virgo, go Virgo, go. And it annoys you so much that you just do it. So that way that stops just ringing in your head. Let's see. What have the birds got for you? White Swan, the power of divine grace is within you. This is what I'm talking about, though. Swans, for me, one, it's a lot of that Venusian energy. It's a lot of Aphrodite. It's a lot of self-esteem, love. Swans, for me, also represent a level of self-reflection. Don't always identify yourself by your shadow, right? The devil's in the details. Sometimes you get hung up in, like, the details of your own imperfections. Ooh, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. Sometimes you get caught up in the details of your own imperfections, and that makes you feel unqualified or unworthy to add to a conversation in which you are very much needed in. Yes? The power of divine grace is within you. Just as much as your shadow is within you, your grace and your light is within you too. And you're coming from the right place, you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're going to do a good job. So have a little bit more faith in yourself. I almost hear like your higher self singing, have a little faith. Have a little faith in me. Have a little faith. Are you getting meowing at me? Meow mix, meow mix. I should have worn my bangs today. Seven of Swords. God, you're so hard on yourself. This is the interesting thing, though, that as much, Virgo, like, part of your stretching this week is, like, in your self-esteem. Because as much as there are all these, like, Mercury retrograde shadow. As much as there are these, like, vines and these stems, thank you. Oh, God, I need, like, a whole support team today just to get words out of my mouth. As much as these, like, vines and these stems, it's like they're trying to, like, strangle you out. There's still all of these flowers that are just getting ready to bloom. So it's like, don't tie yourself up and hang yourself up on all of your imperfections, because it's like you're gonna bloom one way or another, but you're just gonna make it harder on yourself than it has to be. Judgment. This is a really positive omen for you. Like, there's a positive judgment call being made for you, Virgo. It's saying, yes, like, you did the work. Like, yes, you have grown up. Like, yes, you can do this. Like, we believe in you. We believe in you. If we believe in you, you believe in yourself. The World card. It's time to start. It's time to start. It's time to get in there, Virgo. That hermit mode, that filling the hump mode, that preparation mode, it is complete. You might not feel like it's complete, but it is complete, and it's time. You're ready to go. You're more ready than you know. Look at that. Tower and the High Priestess. I know what I'm talking about. Pay attention to me. Pay attention to me, Virgo. And I think you may be surprised how well you do, right? And I think that with this High Priestess, I also think that you might have known that this was coming. But perhaps the shadow or the ego or struggles in your self-esteem were getting you to close yourself off or, again, force you into the background. Why me? How come me? It could never be me. When in reality, it was always you. It was always you. And you knew it. Maybe you just needed someone else to, reinforce it. Just someone else to remind you. And I'll be that one. I'll be that lady. I will be that girl today. You know it's true. You know it's true, Virgo. You can do this. You're ready. Go, Virgo. Go, Virgo. Go. Listen, I was captain of my cheerleading squad. If you need a rah-rah, I'm your girl. I'm absolutely your girl. We got Leo. Leo. Caribbean Queen. Hi, Noodle. How are you? Go, Virgo. Virgo got a whole cheer squad. I know, I'm getting a little old, though, so I can't really do the high kicks like I used to, but I said earlier I went on a hike. Was it Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday. I went on a hike, and I was sore until like yesterday, like Saturday. I was sore. I was like, oh Lord in heaven, I hadn't gone in 3 months, so I had to like be really nice to myself. I was like, Lauren, you haven't gone in 3 months. Like, be nice to yourself. Like, I got blisters. I was like, oh my God. I was walking around. I was like, oh my God, I'm hobbling. It's like, this is embarrassing. Thank God I spend 90% of my time alone. You got the beat. What is that? Is that the Go-Go's? We got the beat. We got the beat. Yeah. I've been hiking 7 miles a day. My universe be pushing me to. Kicking and screaming. Yeah, they pull me by my hair. They're like, come on. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, come on, Lauren. Like, okay. Okay. Virgo here. My guides like to sing Gotta Have Faith by George Michael anytime I struggle. That's that clairaudience working. Sometimes my guides will usually play me like angry girl music, because then they'll know that it'll like kick up like that competitive nature in me, and I'll just be like, fine, I'll do it. Like, that's how they get me. That's how they get me. Do you know, when I was going on my hike, they've been playing me this song, and it came up, someone's reading, I don't remember whose, but it's that song, Achilles Come Down. I forget who sings it. Achilles Comes Down, and I'm very into like Greek mythology. I'm still trying to finish the fucking Iliad. It's so long. But there's this one line in Achilles Come Down, and it goes, see life as a worthy opponent. And that like was like a real breakthrough lyric for me. See life as a worthy opponent. Because again, like I said, like spiritual warfare, astral battle, like that's just like my bailiwick. And so I had to learn that like not every battle is for me to fight. Not like if the opponent isn't like worthy of the battle with like my particular set of skills, then like it's not worth it for me. But the idea of life itself, like when I was getting real beat down by the world, that like life in and of itself is like the worthiest opponent you will ever meet. And I was like, wow, you're right, and I'm not gonna let it win. I'm not gonna get out alive, but like I'm not gonna let it take me down until it's my time to go, until the good father calls my ass home. I'm gonna give you a run for your money, world. Like, you just wait and see. See life itself as a worthy opponent. That's the Morrigan vibe. Yeah, George Michael and the Morrigan. That's all you need. That's all you need. Victory. Yeah. I've been talking to Morrigan a bit. She's been coming through a lot in the Ravens the past few days. Mostly a lot of Michael. A lot of Athena. Mostly. But the Morrigan, she pops in, she pops out. They don't always stay all the time. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's been like a, but that's also because I'm a medium. So if you have like strong mediumship abilities, you'll find like a little bit of this roulette board of like deities or ascended masters, things like that, like more frequently than someone who may not be a medium, right? And so sometimes it'll get overwhelming. I'm like, listen, everyone's got to go. Everyone clear out. Everyone's got to go right now. Michael, you can stay. Everyone else got to go right now. Right now. It's too much. She came through last night, tough. She been hanging tough. She been hanging tough. I saw you in my mind, standing with a shield. Cool. Yeah. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Tell them to back away 5 minutes. Well, do you know what? When it comes to deities, when it comes to ascended masters, when it comes to angels, when it comes to your ancestors, when it comes to any kind of spiritual energy, it's just as important to set boundaries with spiritual energies as it is to set boundaries with people. You need to do both. People at your job, get too close, you gotta tell them back up a little bit. Spiritual energies, regardless of where they're coming from, getting a little too close, you gotta tell them to back off a little bit, right? And if they have your best interest at heart, they will respect it. And if they don't, then they don't have your best interest at heart, and you can banish them. You know? You can just tell them, get on out. Get on out. Not today. Alright, Leo. Who did we do? We did Capricorn, Aquarius. No, we did Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo. Here we go, halfway through. This This stream's a little, we've been here for like an hour. That's not too bad. Hour and 15 minutes, but we were kind of dicking around for the first 15 minutes. So we've done like an hour. It's not too bad. I wasn't really trying to like rush today anyway. Just kind of hanging out. Do you ever see them like in a waiting room? I see that, but just observe. Kinda. It's sort of like a waiting room. It's usually like a round table, kind of like a cocktail. It's more like a cocktail hour kind of thing. Just like open the door. It's just like, ooh, I don't have the emotional capacity for that today. Close the door. Go back. Just go back. The only one that stays with me all of the time is Michael. Michael's he's my buddy. He's my patron saint. He's my boy Blue, you know? You know? And out of anything, anyone, like, any, like, spirit guide, ascended, like, it's Michael. I trust Michael the most. I mean, other than Jesus, but, like, I trust Michael the most. Let's see, Leo. Oh. Just like, Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright, Leo. There is a lesson to be learned here that you haven't quite pulled out yet, but it feels like you're going to pull it out this week. So you have the butterfly in reverse. There's something about your physical circumstances that are not transforming. They're not manifesting the way you want them to. But you also have the frog and the shark coming up. There's something about like an aggressive tendency, right? You need to like go after something really vigorously, which can be really beneficial. But if it's not balanced with your more receptive energies, then it can fall into too much of that heavy masculine energy, right? You need to be like a little bit more receptive. There's also like an emotional cleansing here. And you need to like release a little bit of control here. And defensiveness. It's a little bit of that JG Wentworth, like, it's my money and I want it now. And it's like not coming in. Everything is really frustrating. The Firefly in reverse tells me that this situation is temporary. Like, whatever blockages or delays, like, you feel like you're having, they are going to let up, and they are going to let up soon. However, they're not going to let up until there's, like, an aspect of your hyper-masculine energy, defensive energy. The shark's also very much of, like, that predator energy, and it's like how a shark kind of smells like blood in the water. It's like anytime you feel like a funny energy or something, you can't immediately go into that catastrophic, who's there, like, what, and it's interesting because we were just talking about, like, setting boundaries with energies and spirits and banishing and all that stuff. It's like, sometimes, like, energies are just kind of passing through, like a storm cloud, right? Maybe it's been funny. It's a funny energy. Maybe you're picking up on, like, some collective aggression. Maybe it's not, like, coming for your neck. Maybe a spirit isn't trying to mess with you. Like, it's that kind of thing. There's a, it's like a live wire or, like, a raw nerve. That there's something about that needs to get cleansed. It needs to get tempered out, but it's not going to be able to get purified by more fire. You can't fight fire with fire because it's all going on inside of you right now. It's not going in externally. There's really not much happening for you externally. This is all an internal process. You can't fight fire with fire. How do you put out a fire? Water. Emotional cleansing. So instead of a frustration, instead of an outburst, you might need more of a breakdown. You might need like an ugly cry. Like you might need like a sob in your bed. Like you might need one of those like emotionally purifying, cleansing kind of moments. The situation is temporary. But like not everyone's your friend, but also not everyone's your enemy, Leo. Like, not everything's out to get you. Sometimes, whether it's a collective energy, sometimes if it's, you know, like a spiritual energy entity, sometimes if it's just something going on in the astrology, sometimes it's just making its way through, right? It's not gonna make a pit stop in your house to, like, torture you. Sometimes it's just making its way through, and that's okay. And we don't need to be so on guard, because sometimes when we can get too defensive, to block out energies that we find to be unsavory. One, sometimes you need to experience like inconvenience. You need to experience negative energies because it helps you build up your own spiritual immunity. And just like physical immunity, it will drop if you're not periodically exposed to it. Yes, to create those kind of spiritual antibodies, if you will. Yeah. But yeah. I lost what I was going to say, so I obviously didn't need to say much more about that. I was told to visit Sedona, but specifically not to sleep there. That's interesting. I've been sleeping next to a gas station here. There's a lot of balancing. There's a lot of like spiritual hotspots and like portals and like activation sites there. For a long time, I was really drawn to Sedona, but I haven't felt that in a while. Overprotection. Oh, thank you for. I remember what it is. Sometimes when we build up those defensives, Leo, to guard against like weird energy, collective, any of that stuff, what we may be doing unintentionally is instead of building a boundary, we're building up a wall, and in building up that wall, we also block our receptivity to our blessings, to ease, to peace, to flow, right? Again, you're not going to put out a fire inside of you by raging more of your own fire. You're going to need to put it out by having an emotional release. So you might just need like a good ugly cry. You might just need to go out in the middle of the woods and just like, and just like scream it out, and then kind of roll around in the leaves and just like have like a little bit of a sob. If you don't know how to cry properly, go and find yourself a Pisces. They'll help you. They'll help you figure out how to cry. Trust me, I know. As a resident Pisces, a girl knows how to cry. So why my eyes are so big is for all the weeping. You know? It's like... Is that the first sign done? Thanks for responding. Hi, Palmer. You're not that late. We're halfway through. I'm on Leo right now. Halfway through. What if your Leo stops the Pisces crying? No, there's nothing that... When a Pisces wants to cry, a Pisces gonna cry. There's nothing... A Pisces will cry and laugh while they're crying. Psychopaths. We did Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo. Now we're on Leo. You got the canary. Step forward and sing your song. There is power in finding your voice. That's, you know, what's really interesting is sing your song. Sometimes your song is sad. Maybe what you're experiencing, Leo, is not really frustration. Maybe you're not actually feeling that angry. Maybe what you're actually feeling is like a profound level of sadness. Because anger is really just a different expression for pain. And so sometimes singing your song is really just that expression of I'm really hurt and I feel really lost, or maybe I feel alone. I'm really sad. I feel lonely. Like, and that is singing your song, right? And you know, this beautiful canary, it's this gorgeous yellow color, which again talks about that life force, that solar plex energy, but it is surrounded by all this blue. So there is something about having this emotional release, Leo, that I feel like when you do it, those floodgates open. You're putting yourself in a position that is receptive enough to receive divine healing, to receive divine support and divine transformation, which will reinstate your confidence, not just in your ability to express yourself, not just your manifestations, the things that you want, but really just like express yourself on like an emotional level as a person to your creator, however you define that. But also kind of reignite your faith in the process. Yes? Yes. Here come the floodgates. I know. If there's anyone that can make someone cry, it's a Pisces. I'm telling you. Just me and my little fish just like, you want to talk about it? Like, it's just... But we can make you laugh just as fast. That's my fire moon. That's my balance. Sagittarius people are like very silly, giggly people. So I'm like, I'm going to make you cry because I know you need to get it out. But then I'm going to immediately make you laugh. But I'm a rising Libra. So then after that, I will immediately tell you how this is all going to work out favorably for you on a karmic level. Justice. Like, it's just... Sometimes I complain about my placements, but I actually think I have pretty dope placements. I had someone like look at my full chart once, because I don't show people my full chart as like a privacy thing. But I showed someone my like an astrologist my full chart once, and they were like, "Holy shit!" And I was like, "I know, like, I know." How do you think I feel? Cancers laugh and cry, but it hits different. Yeah. I got a lot of that Cancer energy in my chart. My South Node in Cancer. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. You know, it sticks out to me that the eye on this card, it's like, almost like when you have that like epiphany moment, you're like, holy shit, about how you've been using your energy, maybe using it too strongly, trying to bore through a situation, bore through stagnancy more than you should have, only creating more frustration, only creating more sadness perhaps, and creating more stagnancy. That for you, the trick is to really fall into the receptivity, that being receptive is just as proactive as being active. Yes? Yes. Hi, TB. What a cute name. I did Virgo, say 10 minutes ago. Say 10 minutes ago. But there's something really sweet about this bird on this card for you this week. It's almost like, it's okay, Leo. Like, it's gonna be okay. Like, just let it out. Like, just let it out. Seven of Swords. Just let it out. Just let it out. This feels very much like the divine taking away, like, keys that aren't going to unlock what you needed to. There also is this idea that, like, you have a certain amount of, like, tools in your toolbox, like, tricks up your sleeve that maybe normally make you feel like your energy is clear and make you feel more aligned and make you feel better or feel more positive. And, like, none of that's working anymore. And it's almost the idea of, like, the divine taking all of those band-aids, taking all of those tools in your toolbox and, like, flying them away and going, Leo, those aren't going to work for you anymore. What's going to work for you is getting in touch with the emotions, is to cry it out, is to that's what's going to work for you. Trust us on this. Trust us. You're going, I don't want to. The Devil in reverse. But it's to exactly. It's to move into a healthy and a righteous sense of power. Because the Devil in reverse is trying to separate you from that overworking, that hyper-masculine energy, the overthinking, over-obsessing, trying to control, feeling like you have to fight through some kind of bondage or yoke, when that's really not what it is. In many ways, it feels like a prison of your own design. And fumbling around with keys to try and get out, but that's not going to work anymore. The way to get through it is to, again, have this kind of emotional release, and that is going to bring that masculine energy back to, like, a healthy state where you know how to balance strategy, right, creativity, but also with the appropriate use of power and effort exertion. Because the Emperor is, energetically very powerful, but the Emperor is also an intellectual. He knows when to go. He knows when to stay. He knows when to wage a war. Put the levies up, and he also knows when to relax, when to let things play out. Right? Like, it's an appropriate use of power. It's just bringing you, and again, a lot of this emotion is bringing that, like, that feminine, that receptive energy, and it's coming in to balance out that masculine energy. So I think that you may have, like, a couple of tough moments this week, but I think, and it feels early in the week, I think that by, like, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, but it feels like a lot of you on Wednesday, because Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury rules communication. So I think this will hit a precipice for you guys by Wednesday, and after that, by Wednesday and moving forward the week, I think you're going to feel a lot better. I think you're going to feel a lot calmer. If some of you guys feel a little bit numb after some kind of emotional release, that's also normal. That's normal. And you will recalibrate. You will recalibrate. Very good. Very good. Very good. Queen of Wands. You're going to start feeling a whole lot better, Leo. Cancer. It's like, whoo, ZYX. I don't know why I felt like I wanted to go backwards, but no problem, girl. Very much on point. The humility of student receiving new tools. Yeah. Absolutely. And, the same thing's been happening to me. I had to take a big slice of humble pie, and I had to sit down, and even with, I was saying in the Sunday service video that I had a million ideas that I wanted to do for Sunday service. I had 5 different scriptures that, like, I wanted to talk about, but I had to really humble myself and, like, sit down and go, all right, what do you think that people want to talk about? Like, what do you think we need to hear or talk about today? And they gave me something that was not even anything that I was thinking about. That would have been the last message that I thought needed to come out this week. But it was the right message. And I had to humble myself, and I had to move out of that masculine energy of trying to direct the flow of the energy and instead be more receptive about where it was best utilized, where it could flow in the best way. And I ended up with something that was a lot better, right? So I've been putting my thing down, and then it turns out I gotta flip it, I gotta reverse it, you know. We do the Missy Elliott over here. We are adaptable people in the honeycomb. We gotta be. Thank you, Danny. You're so sweet. Fight or flight, the overprotection comes to mind again. Move those fear layers and hyper healing, control enemies. Remember, it's like to feel, yeah. We can even get really caught up in those waves of trying to treat ourselves like a home improvement project, right? I have to heal, I have to do my shut, sometimes you just have to let yourself be a person. Not a warrior, not a starseed, not a twin flame, not a healer, just a person, just one. And I said that in the Thoughts from the Trail video. I was like, there's a lot of labels that I put on myself. There's a lot of things that I do, but at the end of the day, I'm just a person. I think I said, I am just one little noodle in the middle of the woods. And, you know, and sometimes you have to remember that. And sometimes it feels better. It's like, I'm not responsible for saving the world. 100% I am not. I just gotta show up and, like, do the best I can and just see life as a worthy opponent and just be open to instruction. This is something that the Christians say a lot. And I agree with it, that obedience, and I know we don't like that word, but obedience is better than sacrifice. Sometimes you just have to be receptive to direction, instruction, and constructive criticism, and it will serve you much better, and it will get you a lot farther than feeling as though you have to sacrifice for everyone, for everything, it's not always that hard. We make things a lot harder on ourselves than they have to be. And that's been a big message that's been coming in for me personally, but also for other people as well. Just collectively. Be my own sweet self. You're so sweet, Kirsty. You're so sweet. What do we have? Cancer. Oh God, Cancer. I'm sorry, Cancer. Making our way down to Charlie's. Just so cute with your little emojis. Making our way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and we're homebound. That's how it goes, right? Maybe that's why. Maybe Cancer just didn't want to go, but it's gonna keep forgetting you. The golden egg and the elk in reverse. Why am I initially pulling in that energy of you don't feel like you're responsible enough to handle actually receiving what you want? Like your dreams, like you have big dreams for yourself, but if you were to actually receive them, you wouldn't know what to do with it because you don't see yourself as being responsible enough. Feels like you might still be judging yourself for like mishandling things in the past. And even though you're on the pursuit of something greater for yourself, you actually are creating a blockage, making you unable to receive the greater because you just automatically assume you will mishandle it because of things you mishandled in the past. I just heard fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag in the past. That's interesting. Hi, Donna Marie. I'm not doing personal readings today. I'm doing the collective readings, like I'm doing the zodiac signs today. But I may come on another day and do like little mini personals for you guys. The octopus. Also, you're spread too thin. I think you may be coming to the realization that you may be spreading yourself too thin. Cancer. Because there's a lot of multitasking energy. There's also an energy with the octopus. I did an Untitled Totem video about this. About how it's staying very much like under the radar. Because octopi are at like the bottom level of the sea. So why do I have the idea that... That's interesting. Hold on. Processing. Downloading information. you may be coming to the realization, Cancer, that part of the reason that you feel as like you can't touch the greatness of your dreams is that you intentionally spread yourself too thin, put too much on your plate, because at some unconscious level, you'll know that you're not putting enough energy into one single direction, because if you were to do that, then that would mean that you would then be responsible and accountable for maintaining your dream. Does that make sense? It's like, I have to put 110% effort, like, in this one area of my life to really see advancement and movement. But if I actually were to get it, that scares the shit out of me, because I don't feel worthy of it, and I don't know if I could uphold the responsibility of it. So instead, I will keep myself very, very busy with 101 things over here, and then feel like I'm being really productive, feel like I'm really working towards something, and then allowing myself to get frustrated at the universe when it doesn't come in, when in actuality, the universe told me not to do that much, and instead work more on releasing myself from old guilt, increasing my worthiness and my self-esteem, and really channeling my energy in like one direction that I feel really guided to. Was just talking to Spirit about fixing this. Fixing this to victories. Yeah. Pelican. Somebody else got the Pelican. Scorpio got this. Interesting, Cancer. Both water signs. This comes out for Pisces. Choose to follow the path of forgiveness and raise your vibration. This feels like forgiving yourself. Just because you fumbled a bag once, just because you mishandled something once, it doesn't mean that you'll do it again. The reason why we make mistakes, the reason, the reason that we make mistakes, the reason we go through what appear to be failures is so that way we can learn what doesn't work. What doesn't work in general, what doesn't work for us, what doesn't work in certain situations, right? We learn more from our failures than we do from our successes. But it doesn't mean that you're always doomed to fail. Right? Like, we don't want to create like a negative self-fulfilling prophecy for ourselves. Forgive yourself. Release yourself from that shame. Allow yourself to actually look back just long enough to see like what you've come from and what you've been able to grow through and thrive through, ways in which you've been able to positively evolve, and allow that to really like reinforce your self-esteem, that you are just as worthy and deserving of like good opportunities. And that you don't have to unconsciously self-sabotage them and burn yourself out simultaneously. Your mantra for the week, Cancer, should be, why not me? Why not me? Why not you, Cancer? Why not you? It's like I feel like another bird wants to come out. Kingfisher. Prosperity is flowing. Have faith that you will receive it in perfect form. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Melon. I feel good with the readings today. I feel really good with the readings today. More shuffles. It's still hotter than fucking Hades in here. It really is. No, I didn't. I just heard you rang. No, I didn't ring. I did not ring, Hades. Damn. Look, Nine of Pentacles. Look what came on the split. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Moon. You don't realize how worthy you are. Stop defining, and this was very much the Sunday service message, especially at the end. Stop defining your present self by the characteristics of your former self. You deserve better than that. And you wouldn't do this to someone else. If you saw someone else who had made the mistakes you made, but then also saw them days, weeks, years later, living with the kind of integrity that you're trying to, working as hard as you are, you would tell them to love themselves. You would tell them, why not you? You've grown, you've changed. Like, you should have like more respect for yourself. Like, you did good. You did good. So why you got to do that for yourself? If you wouldn't say it to someone else, if you wouldn't judge someone else for it, don't judge yourself for it. Don't be harder on yourself than you need to be. Which I also think is something that I said in the Thoughts on the Trail video. I was like, I don't need to be harder on myself than what is necessary. I can hold myself responsible. I can hold myself accountable. I can even be brutally honest with myself when I need to be. But I don't need to be harder or meaner on myself than what is necessary. Because that's just self-abuse, right? You don't need to do that. And you see, like, this beautiful, like, this power stance with, like, the hand on the hip, like, it's like, yeah, it's the body language. It's empowered. It's open. It's receptive. It's not performative. The Knight of Cups. So that way, you can go and get yours. Cancer? Come on now. Oh, they're playing me, Judgment. See, karma and Judgment's in your favor. The Divine wants this for you. They want it for you more than you want it for yourself. You just gotta let that wall down. They're playing me that Redboat song. Come and get your love. Some of this has to do with, and the world. You wrap that up. You're not the same. You're not the same. Stop treating yourself like that. You don't need to do that to yourself. And the Page of Pentacles, manifestation, opportunity, planting new seeds. It's time to go. It's time to go. Choo-choo. Train's coming in. Train's coming in, Cancer. Who else do we have? It's so weird to go backwards. Gemini? Yeah, Gemini, Taurus, Aries, Pisces, and Aquarius. Ooh, I just blew a bunch of cards everywhere. Hello. Hello. Go on and get it. Remember, your mantra, Cancer, is why not me? Why not me? Why not you? All right. Hold, please, for a moment. I will return in just a moment. I'm going to take my Union 5. I have returned. You know what I just realized in my short travel? Is that I was not mindful enough to timestamp any of these readings. I was so quiet. I was so quiet. I was not mindful enough to think to timestamp any of these readings. So if anyone has been keeping the time, or if anyone who watches this on the replay, who's going to pawn the replay, decides to timestamp it and leave it in the comments for the rest of the bees, we would very much be in gratitude to you for doing that, because I was not mindful enough to do it. And that's my bad. 100% my bad. You got your first deck? What deck did you get, Charlize? Go, Charlize. Go, Charlize. Go. What deck did you get? I'm so interested. Hold for production. Fallback deck. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Ooh. Gemini. Wow. Gemini, you got a lot of energy around that third eye this week. Make sure you ground yourself. I don't know if there's something going on with Gemini in the sky, but ground your energy this week. Is a really overactive third eye. You need to balance out that root chakra. Overactive third eye will make you real spacey. It'll make you real paranoid too. Some of the Geminis, you might be having like really disturbing dreams, like a lot of dreams disruption too. If that's the case, sleep with like some grounding crystals or some red crystals, like red jasper, carnelian, like stuff like that. Yeah, really. Oh, and it feels like it's like whoo. You might be going through like upgrades and activations. Woo! Make sure you drink a lot of extra water this week. I know I'm like dehydrated in general, but make sure, because the extra water will help conduct the energy and allow it to flow better. Ooh. Be mindful of your screen time, I'm hearing this week too, Gemini. Try not to spend more time online or on your phone than you need to. Try and have some like off, unplugged time. Go outside, read, do whatever it is. Watch the external stimulation this week. Wow. Gemini, I feel like I'm going through menopause. You got me having hot flashes over here. Holy shit. Holy shit. The oyster in reverse and the panther. You couldn't make something out of nothing? You couldn't make something out of nothing. I'm hearing like it was all for nothing. Like it was all for nothing. I don't know if that's necessarily true, Gemini. I don't think that's necessarily true. Just because the situation didn't turn out the way you wanted to, it doesn't mean that there wasn't a purpose in it, and it doesn't mean that there wasn't something to learn from it, even if it was just to learn what you don't want, or who or what is not for you. It wasn't for nothing. But that panther coming out, that's a lot of shadow energy. That's why I said the thing about the paranoia, because if your shadow's really coming out, and it's not house trained, and you got an overactive third eye, you will start peeping inconsistencies and problems where there are not any. Girl, don't give me your hot flash. It's too hot. Ooh, with that eye, it's like, ooh, I'm woozy. It's like vertigo. Yeah, you might be going through DNA activations too. Spiritual upgrades, software updates, like stuff like that. When that happens, you might have like fluctuations like in your temperature, disruptive sleep, your eating habits, like your appetite might change. You might not want to eat at all, like food might disgust you, or you might want to eat like a lot more. For some of the lady Geminis, your cycle's changing this month and you might not be aware of it. Like you might get it a little earlier than you were expecting, and so some of that feeling is hormonal shifts that normally would come a few days or like a week later, and it seems like your schedule is syncing up to the full moon. Like maybe you were on a purple moon cycle, and now you're moving to a red moon cycle, and that's part of that irritation. That's part of what's coming up. You might not be realizing why that is. That may be it. You have the peacock. Okay, the peacock talks a lot about personal expression, individuality, gorgeous. It can also talk a little bit about egotism, or it does talk a little bit about pride as well. So if you feel like something didn't serve its purpose, you didn't get your money's worth, something was a waste of your time, that can, again, flare up the shadow. That can flare up the shadow and make you a little bit defensive or suspicious, or bring up that issue of pride, stuff like that. You gotta be easy with that. Do you know what it is? I think it's a little bit of like that perfect storm energy for you, Gemini, that you're going through like energetic updates, which puts your body in like a really uncomfortable position. For some of the ladies, your cycle is changing. It's syncing up to like a different lunar cycle, and that's making you uncomfortable. And then on top of it, some situations that maybe didn't work out for you, not getting enough sleep. Like it almost just seems like this perfect storm like inside of a can of worms a little bit. And so I think that's why they want you to watch your screen time. Like again, it's less screen time. It's more like too much stimulation Watch out for like an excess amount of external electronic stimulation. Spend more time grounding, because it will also realign your energies to the earth frequency, because you live on earth. So the frequency of the earth, which will help with that third eye. And by drinking extra water, stuff like that, it'll allow the energy to conduct and flow through you more quickly, so it can regulate and you can feel a little bit better. Like your temperament, your temperament. You've got past partner lately too. Maybe it's time to do shadow work and just unplug. Perhaps, Michaela. It's also, we're in the shadow phase for Mercury retrograde. So that's part of it too. X's pop back up around Mercury retrograde. It's just a thing. Yeah, sitting outside, water and music. Good. Good. The ego. You were learning. Somebody else had this. I think Capricorn had this. You were learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. Again, all aspects of spiritual connections, whether it's romantic, social, business, whether it has to do with a project, whether it has to do with just your personal spiritual journey as an individual. All aspects means all aspects, not just the good ones, right? Sometimes it's negative energy, sometimes it's bad news, sometimes people show their asses. Like, it could be 1,000,001 versions of uncomfortable or unsavory. But again, the pendulum must swing to the other side, Gemini. And again, you're the devil's advocate, so you will go back and forth, and it will flare up. It will flare up the ego. It will flare up that sense of pride, of almost like righteousness, of like, I need to figure this out, like I need to be right. What's that saying? It's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And it's like, Gemini goes, I'll be happy when you admit that I'm right. It's that, I have Mars in Gemini, so I can do that sometimes. So again, it's really no judgment, but the eagle also talks about freedom and justice and like equality. And so there's something about fairness that you really feel like you went through some situations that like weren't fair. And I get that. I totally get that. And I think that's, again, it's like a perfect storm, like a lot of little things happening at once that are kind of shoved inside this can of worms, which is why they want you to ground. Because fairness will come to you, equality will come to you, but it's not going to feel like that right now when you're meadowlark. Beautiful. Smile. You will soon experience a wonderful journey of inner discovery. I think you're going to pull out a lot of strength, a lot of resourcefulness, and a lot of awareness about what you do and what you don't want moving forward. And again, sometimes life's rejection is God's protection and redirection. You won't always find justice. Like, if you were wronged, Gemini, or like something unfair seemed to happen for you, you won't always find justice in like the places that you were wrong, but you will be directed and guided to the places where things can be made right for you, right? And I think part of that is these psychic and intuitive upgrades. That's part of it. I feel you on the coffee replays. Good feeling vibes. Oh, good. Eagle's out above again. I don't know last time I saw an eagle in New Jersey. I get a lot of hawks, falcons, a lot of ravens. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, Gemini. Yeah, you're feeling like something unfair happened. You got left in the cold. Someone didn't properly judge you correctly. All of that kind of stuff. And so, you know, again, a lot of this is about perspective, because you can sit where you are this week. It's a decision. You can sit where you are this week and you can kind of swim around in like the murky waters, or you can look at the situation that you're in and see it as an opportunity to start fresh, right? And that there actually is more happening for you than there is happening to you. And even as uncomfortable as you may be this week, you are kind of being pruned. You're being pruned, which means you're being prepared for something bigger. You're being prepared for something better. And sometimes God will isolate you. Sometimes God will personally like create tower moments in your life to make sure that you cannot return to places that are no longer fertile for you, right? And it may also be a lesson that sometimes you can't give CPR to dead situations just because you want to feel like you've received recompense, because you want people to admit that you're right, or you want people to apologize, or you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to beat a dead horse. the sun. That's what I'm talking about. There is healing, there is rebirth. There's something about like your inner child, like let your inner child come out and play. It's that idea of I can't have any, it's like a dog with a bone. It's like I can't have any fun until like this thing is made right. And listen, I've been there, and you can ride that bitch till the wheels fall off, but it's not gonna get you where you want to get any faster. It's gonna frustrate you even more, and it's only gonna delay your own healing process, right? You have room and you have space now to create something new, something that is more vibrationally in alignment, right? In tune, in sync with who you are and what you're going, and especially the new gifts, skills, talents, and abilities that you're growing into. And some of this is like it's skills and it's talent. Some of this is like working with your hands. It's a form of artistry. It's stuff like that. New skills are coming online for you that you wouldn't have had time to hone or develop, or you wouldn't have had time to notice had this not happened. So in a weird way, it is a blessing in disguise. It is a blessing in disguise. Even if it doesn't feel like it right now, it is. So just try and ride it out. Watch the overstimulation. Drink more water this week because you are going through energy upgrades. And come next week, I'm hearing by Friday. I'm gonna take the over. Spirit's taking the under. So by Friday, they said you're gonna be feeling a lot better, a lot calmer. But by next week, I think you're gonna be in a totally new flow. So just keep your head up until then. Taurus. Taurus is next. My bulls, let's move into some earth energy. I instantly feel better. I instantly feel better tapping into Taurus now. It's like instantly calm. Ooh, Taurus, you feel really calm. You feel really nice. There's a warmth, like right in the heart space, like right in the heart chakra. Fuzzy feelings. Fuzzy feelings. It's almost like it's almost like a little like a hopeful or like a little like crush. It's like a little crush energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It's like a fondness. Think you found something that you're like really fond of. Could be a person. Could be a noun, a place or a thing, but could be even like an activity, like a project. Like it feels like there's something that you just stumbled upon, or there will be something you're stumbling upon this week that it's like. It's something. It also feels safe. It's something that feels comfortable for you. It's like a natural fit. Something is a natural fit. Something that you're really fond of. It could even be just like a new friend. Like it's, or again, a new project you're starting. It's like something like that. It could be romantic. I'm not gonna steal your romance bag, but it's like it's really warm. Like, and it's in the upper heart. It's in the upper heart chakra. It's so nice. Ooh. Oh, what is that song? Oh, baby, I love your way. Little Bob Marley? Little Bob Marley? Okay. I like it. Oh, baby, I love your way. Every day. Every day. It's something that you're not going to get sick of. Interesting. Because, you know, Taurus, you can do something to death. It's like someone that like finds like a meal that they like, and they'll eat it and they'll eat it until like they're sick of it and they don't want to look at it anymore. I think sometimes that happens to you. It feels like something you're not going to get sick of anytime soon. Ooh, baby, I love your way. It's something that makes you, it's like almost like happy, like it's like it puts a little pep in your step. You're getting a little pep in your step this week. Taurus, I think you really needed it too. I heard you've been patient. You've been really patient. The bear, you're coming out. You're coming out of hibernation. I don't think you were expecting it. Coming out of the cave. Spring. I just had a little pep in your step, a little spring in your step. Something about instincts, because bears like instinctually know. It's not like there's like an alarm clock in a bear cave that lets it know like it's springtime and it's time to go out and look for resources. It's just like it's just that circadian rhythm, right? The circadian rhythm. I'm also hearing the word cicada, but I'm also hearing cicadas. So I don't know if that's like an Easter egg for some of you. There's also about a light bulb moment. A light bulb moment, a perfect fit, a light bulb moment. It could even be something that like you're really good at, or someone that's like been around you for a long time and like you never saw them as like a viable option, or you never thought to like take that hobby or take that talent or skill to like the next level, or you could actually like do more with it and going, oh, wait, I didn't even think about that. Like, I didn't even consider that person. Like, I didn't even, oh. It's like one of those moments. And then making preparations. What is that song? Is it The Thrill of the Night? It's the thrill of the night. Making preparations. You see my face? It's a phoenix. Wow. That camel, to be totally honest with you, and I think I can be, that camel doesn't feel entirely like you. That camel feels like someone else. It's kind of like perfect divine timing. Someone else has been making like preparations, or like a situation, an environment has been well prepared for you to traverse it, and your circadian rhythm, something about that light bulb moment, oh, that's what it is. And like when this person comes to meet you, or this situation presents itself, or this awareness that it's this thing, it's already set up and prepared for you. It's like the idea of when they say God sends peace ahead of you. That's how you know oftentimes that like it's the right person, or if it's like it's the right place, it's the right thing to be doing, because peace is sent ahead of you. It's just like that, whether it's a person, a place, an activity, the revelation of this is what it is. It just flows. It's easy. There's a peace, there's an ease, there's a fondness and an excitement to it. And then this phoenix, again, there is this resurrection energy. I think it's taking you out of stagnation. Again, I heard before, like, you've been really patient. You deserve this. You've been really patient. I'm also wondering if part of what this camel represents, person, place, project, whatever it is something that maybe you tried to do in the past. Maybe it didn't work out. Maybe the project didn't go well. It didn't take off. You and that person didn't hit it off. There's a falling out. Like, whatever it is, you tried it before and it didn't work out. And so you assumed it wasn't the right person. It wasn't the right project. It wasn't for you. Whatever it was wasn't for you. But it actually was. It was not like the wrong person or the wrong project. It was more of just like the wrong time or the wrong alignment. And since then, separately, the project, the environment, the person, it's been being prepared as you've been being prepared as well. Amy goes, every day. You got the loon. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. Pay attention to symbolism. I always say, especially if there's animal symbolism in your dreams, pay extra close attention to that as well. Loon. Feel a little loony? Feel a little crazy? It's almost like, am I crazy to think that? Is that what it is? Is that crazy? I don't think so. I would tell you. It's the owl. Ooh. Your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. Am I crazy? No, like, your intuition is correct. Follow your inner wisdom without fail. The heat of the night. Thank you. I was saying the thrill of the night. The heat of the night. The thrill of the night. All right, Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Look at you trying to hold out on us. Ooh, very exciting. I feel like Jack Skeleton. I'm like, what does it mean? What does it mean? What's it gonna be? Coming out of the Five of Cups, coming out of regret, coming out of remorse. The wait was worth it. The wait was worth it. Strength. The Strength kind of wants to come out in reverse. I think you may come to find that, like, the wait is worth it, but there's something about this that's going to challenge your confidence. It's that feeling of, it's too good to be true, the rug's going to get pulled out from underneath me, like, I don't deserve something that's that good, like, I don't, like, things don't work out for me. It's like that kind of narrative that's going to be challenged this week. It's going to come in to combat all of those, like, fuzzy, this is a perfect fit, I can't believe this project, it's, like, the right time for this project, or I can't believe, like, this person's coming back around and it actually seems good. Like, it's that kind of energy. All of that beautiful energy, it's going to be confronted by, this isn't going to work, good things don't happen to me. And that's what that is. It's a little head to head. You're going to have to push through that. You're Michael Jackson. Thriller! Yeah. 9 of Cups in reverse. You're not confident that you can have wish fulfillment. For some of you, this is like a project or a career, like a job. And the energy is like very abundant for it right now, and you don't believe that it is. The times where it wasn't abundant, the time where you weren't pulling in clients or your projects weren't taking off or like no one wanted to look at your work, it really hit your self-esteem. And so even though you've continued to kind of be plugging away at it, you have this like subconscious thing in your head that like it's not for you, or people don't recognize the value in what you do or your work. It could be transfer that message to being social, to romance. That's not true though. That's not true. So this is really going to be highlighted for you this week. Yeah, this is really going to be highlighted for you this week. Eight of Wands, communication. Communication's coming in, especially while you're dreaming. If you're having funky dreams this week, Taurus, you might just be playing out like the worst case scenario in your dreams to kind of get out that excess or like that nervous energy, so that way you can experience the best case scenario in your reality. Sometimes, like, if that energy is present, it has to be, it has to get out somehow. And so oftentimes it'll come out in, like, strange dreams. Don't read too much into it. A gromance! Wow. Oh, I love that. Ow, my heart! Stop it. Stop it. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. It's interesting because it feels right for it to come upright, but it did initially present itself in reverse. It's the idea of don't backtrack. The Hierophant it's orderly. One, it's higher levels of commitment. Whether this is, again, an increase in work, in clients, in responsibilities, you doubling down on the work that you're already doing, whether it's reaching like a commitment period or a higher level of commitment that you may have with someone else. But this is also like step-by-step process. God is an orderly God. And so in reverse, it's the idea of don't backtrack, like don't backslide, like continue to believe, continue to push forward. Continue to push forward with the Wheel of Fortune at the top of the deck. And the Devil in reverse. Wheel of Fortune. You tell death, not today, death. Not today. Alright? Alright. Oh, my little Tauruses, my little bulls. I just want to squeeze you. Ooh, my little bovines. Ooh, you're so cute. I love Tauruses. I love Tauruses, and I love everyone, but I love Tauruses and I love Gemini so much. My sister's a Taurus. My sister's my favorite soulmate. I have a lot of my really good friends are Tauruses too. I'm very drawn to people with Earth in their chart because I don't really have that. I don't have enough Earth in my chart. And Geminis, because I have that Mars in Gemini, so it's like I really like to argue. Like I really like to argue. I really like to debate. It's like it's joyous for me. I need to be intellectually stimulated. So I like Geminis and I like Tauruses a lot. The way you make me feel, you really turn me on. You knock me off of my feet now, baby. My lonely days are gone. Woo! Makes me want to watch Center Stage. We used to dance that all the time when I did dance growing up. Which probably is really not an appropriate song, now that I'm thinking about it, for children. For children to be dancing to. Who's next? I got Aries. We have Aries, Pisces, and Aquarius. We're making our way. It's a long stream. Really shout out to anyone who's been on here for so long. Anyway, 129, 130 minutes. So, like 2 hours. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Typically, these are like an hour and a half, but we're just kind of hanging out. I really was like not trying to rush today. You know, I don't feel like it. It's Sunday. It's a Sunday. What am I going to do for the rest of the day? Probably hang out. Just like chill. You know? Just like relax. Yeah. That sounds glorious. Good for me. I actually have to prep. Like, I actually have to prep for some work this week. Back in time for Aries, yeah. I kind of wanted Aries to be in like the last rotation to see if Little Miss Ariel would make it, but alas, I don't believe she has. That's okay. She should sleep. Let's see, Aries. Let's see. But Lord only days are gone. Oh, I have to go. You know what I gotta do? I gotta go to the liquor store. I'm out of my seltzers. I'm out of my CBD seltzers. I got to go get me. I gotta go get Mama her juice. I need my little CBD seltzers. I don't need them, but I like them. They please me. Oh yeah. And I'm just there. See, I'm already stressing about my week. I'm like, oh, I gotta get my oil change. I gotta do this. It's fine. It's fine. Aries, shark in reverse. The worst is over. The worst is over. Unicorn in reverse. I feel like Aries, there is like a lot of interference. It feels also like a lot of pressure. You might have been having like a lot of like pressure headaches or migraines. And in order to deal with that and kind of fly under the radar, it feels like you had to shut some of like your intuitive impulses down because it was overstimulating to you. You have to remember to turn them back on. Tarantula. You got to climb out of the nest. Spiders in general, for me, they talk about alchemization, manifestation. You got to remember to turn the lights back on. You got to remember to turn the lights back on and climb out of the nest. The worst is over. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to hide anymore. And it feels less like hermit hiding and more like Four of Swords, recovery and refuge hiding. I do see the sea serpent on the split. Everything's fine. You're okay. You're okay now. You're okay. Everything's fine. Climb out of the nest. It is safe. It's safe. Eagle. Justice is coming to you. Everything's fine. Everything's. And there's also the idea that whatever is bothering you, see how there's this hole here? Whatever is bothering you, this divine messenger, your spiritual support team, however you resonate, it does feel very angelic. So if there's a certain angel that like you resonate with, even like a guardian angel, it plucked it out for you. It ripped it out root and stem. While you were kind of in your place of refuge, it ripped it out. It's gone. It's not there anymore. However, there is now a void space, and void spaces will be filled. So what I would suggest this week, fill up this void space with just optimism and belief in possibilities. Don't put anything specific in it. Allow the divine to fill in the details, but just fill and hold that space with hopefulness and the idea of like opportunity and possibility, and allow the divine to fill it in for you. It said, I remember I said turn the lights back on, and now I'm feeling the energy going around my head. It's almost like on those cartoons where it's like those gold little halos that kind of spin and there's like you kind of see stars. Maybe instead of turning like it on like a light switch, maybe try and turn it on like one of those dimmers where you can like slowly turn the light on like a little bit. I do see the raccoon coming out. It's coming out in reverse. I don't think that this is a hit the ground running week for you. I think this is a calibration. This is a recalibration week for you. Slowly turning the lights back on in your intuition now that like the coast is kind of clear. Again, holding that space really positively. maybe picking out like a few things that you like, what you would like to do, and kind of starting to create like a something like a loose plan. I'm talking about really being really flexible, loosey goosey, like a pair of sweatpants, like a loose plan around them, like a loose schedule, something. Excuse you, did you see that? Hi. A loose plan, something that's kind of flexible, something that's kind of not overwhelming for you. Hi, Samantha. Aw, thank you so much. We're so happy to have you. Thanks for stopping by. Let's get you a bird card. Yeah, I see it at the bottom of the deck. The Oriole. A new creative venture is on the horizon. See it as a positive thing. With that orange, it brings in the sacral. I'm wondering, because now my stomach kind of hurts a little bit. This is kind of a strange message, but if you have like tummy troubles this week, or if you find yourself purging a lot, as we'll say, as gracefully as we can, that's normal. It's a way that you're releasing density. Okay? A pheasant. The time is right for creation and connection. Focus your attention in those areas. Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful, Aries. Yeah, and plus that sacral is a lot of like really creative energy. Again, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't start 1,000. Don't start 1,001 projects. Don't start 1,001 projects. Pick one or two. Pick a couple. Plan something loosely around it. Don't put yourself on like a lot of like really strict time restraints or like a harsh production schedule. Don't do that to yourself, because you're just turning like you're just coming like you're just coming out of the hole, right? So be gentle with yourself this week. 4 of Cups. Yeah, look, it's like this bunny. Here's just a little bunny ears. It's like a little bit tattered. It's like a little bit skittish. It's like you may want to just jump right in, but try and tiptoe into the water, right? Tiptoe through the tulips. Just allow yourself to acclimate a little bit, because it feels like you may feel really confident going in, but you may very quickly get overwhelmed and then become skittish and paranoid and then want to run away. So just kind of temper yourself in. Seven of Cups in reverse. Yeah. Temper yourself in so that way you're clearly looking at every step that you're taking, so that way you don't become overwrought with confusion or cloudiness or again, impulsivity, like temptation, like any of that stuff. Too many cooks in the kitchen, too many options. Don't do that to yourself. You don't have to, and you have the ability to pace yourself more. And Aries don't always pace themselves, right? It's kind of like feast or famine. So you're learning a little bit of temperance this week. Yeah, your sacral's been messed up for a long time. Amy, you maybe try some ginger. I'm hearing ginger for that. You're showing me like a thick ginger, like a ginger sauce, or like ginger like mixed with honey and chamomile tea. Ginger mixed with honey and chamomile tea. The sun healing. I think this is actually. I think, Amy, this is for you. I think this is for you. I think that's healing. I think that's healing for your belly. I think that's what that is, actually. Sorry, let's see if anything else would come out for you. Oh, something did come out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 of Cups in reverse. What did I say? Really, really just go easy, go slow. Allow your second sight, allow your intuition, allow it all to kind of come back online. Take it one step at a time. Just hold that space for positive, right, realities, opportunities to come to you. Look around, find a few things that may be exciting to you or interesting to you. Kind of start like building a little bit around them, a loose schedule, nothing overwhelming, because if you overwhelm yourself, you're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna freak out a little bit. Do you see? It's like real orby in here right now. You're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna get overwhelmed, and then you're gonna like try and retreat back to the hole. So just take it like one step at a time. Stay where you are. Allow yourself to acclimate. Oh, you're welcome, Starlight. Tiptoe through the tulips. I know, that's what I just said. I was like, oh my goodness. It was like, there's so many orbs all of a sudden. Normally, like, I don't always, like, see them around me. Like, I can see them in the videos when they play back, but they're, like, really in my face today. Like, holy smokes. What do I have left? Pisces, and Aries. And then we're done. Ancestral tickles, yeah. I've been seeing a lot of butterflies lately. I've seen orange butterflies. Which usually represents one of my grandmas. So that's nice. That's nice. Sometimes, like, your ancestors will be more active than your guides. Your guides will be more active than your ancestors. Sometimes your ancestors are your guides, but sometimes they go back and forth. My ancestors are really, really active lately. You're welcome, baby. And yeah, Aries, I repeat, you may have a digestive clearing out this week. That's okay. That's a good thing. You're releasing density. Is how we'll put that. They're also saying don't do anything like funny though. Like obviously I'm not a medical professional. It's not like full medical advice, but like if you were like inclined to go on like a water like if you were inclined to like do something to try and expedite that process, just allow the process to just happen naturally for you. Just allow it to happen naturally for you. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Same here. My grandpa has been making his way through a lot. Flipping. My dang lid. Yeah. Aries might be having a little bit of that going on. Funny. Pisces. Ew. I just heard Pisces say what? I swear, literally, I get no love from the Pisces population. I get no love from Pisces Nation. They're always giving me a hard time. I was like, Pisces? They're like, what? What about you? I'm trying to help you out, Pisces. Damn. That's why I be telling people I'm an Aries. I don't need your smoke, Pisces. Pisces always give me a hard time. I might be honestly though, I might be a little hard on the Pisces. Because I am a Pisces, so like I'm not, it's like, I know all the tricks that a Pisces plays. That's the thing. I am Pisces, and it's in, like, a relatively strong placement, so it's, like, I know all the trick that, like, a Pisces plays, so I'm, like, the first one to call Pisces out, like, on their shit, and they got no patience for me. But I love my Pisces people. Pisces are so powerful. It's powerful. Pisces are savage. I'm just now learning this. Yeah. Yeah. Pisces is really that, like, fuck around and find out sign. It really is. Because, like, Pisces people are really kind of, like, dreamy, and they're really idealistic and really emotional, but when they have the ability to activate that level of self-awareness and self-discipline, it's like a knife through butter. It's like, all of a sudden they turn from, like, a weeping willow into, like, the motherfucking high priestess, and it's like, whoa. And they'll do it just, like, on a dime, right? Because just like Gemini or the two twins, Pisces is the twin fishes, so Pisces will immediately just switch over and be like, turns out I'm not a sad girl anymore. Boom. It's wild. Pisces men especially. Watch out for a Pisces man. There's a broad spectrum of Pisces. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of different fish in the sea, y'all. There's a lot of different fish in the sea. I love you too. I love you too, baby. I love all you guys. Oh, Pisces wants to talk now because I just hyped Pisces up. Ah! The fox! Okay, let me see. Interesting. No, I want to get different cards. No, because No, I'm going to get different cards for Pisces. I feel like I just pulled cards for that mess. Yeah, I feel like I just pulled cards for that little Pisces rundown that we just did, and I was like, yeah, no. And that card feels much better. Again, see, like, I don't give Pisces a break because, like, those 4 cards just flew out from Pisces. It was like, yeah, Pisces motherfucking savage, but it's like, cool, like, good for you, Pisces, good for you. But like, that's not what you actually need to hear. And then the swan came flying out, which is all about self-reflection, right? So it's like, no, that's what we need to talk about. And that's why Pisces can't stand my shit, because I'm like, I know the tricks you play. So Pisces, we have this swan. So this is Venusian energy, like we were saying. This also talks a lot about self-reflection, about, again, the 2 halves that you have to recognize this week, that it's being highlighted that there are like 2 different sides. There's 2 different dimensions to you, and you do have the ability. We all go through natural ebbs and flows, but you do have the ability to choose like which one is going to serve you best in any given time. I think you had to spend a lot of time in like a defensive or like a masculine energy, and it's really time to move back into being like a little bit more flowing and receptive, because you have the rabbit coming out, and the rabbit is, it's really fertile, it's really abundant, and it's really lucky energy, right? But the thing about the rabbit is that it is a little bit skittish sometimes. And this deer coming out is, it talks a lot about grace, and it talks a lot about gentility, and it also is very indicative of divine feminine energy. And so the thing is, Pisces, is that you do have to recognize that there are these 2 different sides of you. And there is a lot of really fertile and abundant energy around you. But in order to receive it and do something good with it this week, you're going to need to approach it gently. Otherwise, you're going to scare the opportunities off by being too aggressive, by being too in your ego, by being a little too puffed out. And again, I'm hearing the Pisces groaning at me, but that actually is the message that you need. Ooh, my phone's dying. It's a good thing we're almost at the end. But that actually is the message that you need, is that you are correct, like, you are in a very abundant, fertile, like, the energy around you is like, it's golden. But you will scare off good opportunities if you come at them too fast and too hard. Take a gentler approach. Be a little bit more receptive. It's not 5 of Wands. It's not 5 of Swords. It's very much Queen of Pentacles, right? It's grounded. It's intentional. It's confident. It's self-assured, right? But it's not overbearing. And so that, again, even though we know you are the high priestess, Pisces, this is the message that you really need. You don't want to kind of scare off good opportunities because the ego or your masculine energy may be overactive, right, as a defense mechanism, because your shadow may not feel worthy, or you might be struggling with your self-esteem, and so the ego is trying to overcompensate for that by dipping too much into the masculine energy. Confront that. Lean into it. Try and address feelings of self-esteem while you may not be feeling worthy. Do a little self-reflection. Yes. See if there's a side of you that may be working against you and not for you. And then allow yourself to operate more from your left hemisphere, more from your feminine side, and approach situations and opportunities with gratitude and gentility. Yes? Yes. I just heard someone say, you should have kept the first 4 cards. Yeah, I could have, but I am a vessel for divine messages. However, and I said this in a video, I don't remember when. However, I am also responsible karmically, spiritually, professionally, for every message that I put out. And so at the end of the day, I can pull in 1,001 messages for 1,001 people, but I have to be good in my heart and in my conscience with what advice, guidance, and direction that like I'm putting out there. And that's an appropriate message. That's the message that's gonna help you. And so that's the message that we're gonna go with. Loon. A couple loons today. Pay attention. I showed Luna Lovegood. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I should watch Harry Potter. I digress. It's so Neptune. I'm like, oh, Harry Potter. Pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. Pisces, I'm actually not getting like unconscious dreams. I'm actually getting more daydream. Pay attention to your daydreams, like where your mind kind of naturally wanders and where that feels the best. Because it might be scenes or images playing out where someone's coming to you, where you're actually being receptive. Someone's bringing something to you, actually not you out there hustling. Like, I think, pay attention to where your mind actually goes. There are so many, like, little, wow. Parrot. Let go of others' thoughts and opinions. It is time to embrace who you really are. The thing about parrot energy is that parrots mimic, right? And so it's important to remember and be mindful of ways in which your internal dialogue may be mimicking that of people around you, of stuff you're seeing or hearing on social media, right? So many of the messages, especially in regards to feminine energy, are, you know, you're a bad bee, you gotta go hustle, get your bag, like you ain't need nobody. It throws everyone, because we all have feminine energy, but it throws everyone in this like hunting, hustle, grind kind of mentality. And Pisces, that's not your strong suit. Again, when you are able to incorporate a little bit of self-discipline, when you're able to incorporate a bit of a routine and accountability for that routine, you thrive. You really do. You need that. A Pisces needs that to be successful. However, where your strengths truly lie is in your ability to flow. It's to sit in your feminine energy, right? And the way we balance that out is by using the masculine proactivity to, again, self-discipline, routine, scheduling, accountability, stuff like that. That's how you balance that. That's where your strengths are in the feminine flow, male or female. That's where it is. Don't forget that. And be mindful, again, of that internal dialogue or the intrusive thoughts that try and make you throw your energy into hyper masculinity or hyper hustle or hyper puffed up, any of that, because it won't serve you. And if anything, it will scare off your blessings, because your blessings have like your number on it, right? So if you're a little bit too on the harsher side of things and you're not sitting in that grateful, gentle energy, then instead of like your barcode going Pisces 1 2 3, it'll go Pisces 1 2 4. Your blessings go, I'm not looking for 1 2 4. I'm looking for Pisces 1 2 3. And so you have to move back to like your natural equilibrium. Do you hear the cicadas? 5 of Wands in reverse. What did I say? That is not, we are not to be in 5 of Wands energy this week. We are not to be in 5 of Wands energy this week. I did hear a sigh. The Hangman in reverse. You don't have to fight your way out of stagnation. What's yours is yours. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone else. You don't have to explain to anyone why you get a seat at the table, why you deserve your blessings. Like, you don't have to do any of that. Again, that's part of the narrative that we pick up unconsciously from society, from social media, from the way that we were raised or conditioned. You don't have to do that, and you don't have to live like that. I think that's too many. 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Flowing. Abundant. This is also Piscean energy. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Sit in your natural strengths. Allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself to be receptive, because probably most of your daydreams are not at you out here like hustling in these streets trying to catch a bag. It's probably not. It's probably things just like kind of flowing to you like magic, because that's how it works for you, because you're a Pisces and you are the high priestess, and that's amazing. And you can take a healthy sense of pride in that, and you can take a gentle approach, right? You take a gentle approach, and you can find that approach will work for you just as well, if not better, than approaching things a little too hard or a little too fast. Yes? And you see here, there's 2 swans. There's 2 swans. So that's really nice. Working in harmony with oneself. Good. Good, good, good. Very good. Who do we got left? Aquarius. Last but never least. Last but never least, Aqua. I feel really good about that Pisces message. I don't know if Pisces feels good about that message, but I feel good. As the president of the Pisces over here on the Untitled Tarot, I feel good about that message. I felt really good about all of our messages today. We did good work, y'all. We did good work. We've been on here for a long time. Been on here for like 2.5 hours. It's a long stream. It's a long stream. Thank you to everyone who's really ridden this out for us for so long. It's amazing. And thank you to everyone who donated. Some of you guys donated on PayPal instead of on the local YouTubes. I couldn't see your names, but I saw the things pop up. So thank you guys so much, those of you that donated. You're very sweet and you're very generous, and I very much appreciate you. We're gonna do Aquarius in a minute. We'll do Aquarius, and then I'm gonna go get myself some more seltzers. This is what I'm gonna do. I hear someone asking me. I get these seltzers. My empty box. They're Kalo seltzers. They're hemp infused seltzers. There's no THC. There's no alcohol. It's just hemp and CBD. They're really delicious. They're kind of expensive. It's like $20 for this thing for like these 4 cans. But they're like low in calorie. They're low in sugar. They're just. It's got 2% of my vitamin C. Fucking sweet. They make them here in New Jersey, which is really nice. It's got 1 gram of full spectrum hemp extract and 15 milligrams of cannabinoids and phytonutrients. Cannabinoids are actually really good for your system. And we used to get a lot more of them when we used to use a lot more hemp. But then the government kind of got in the way of that, you know. But they're really delicious. They're good. I like them. Someone's cooking something. Throw that away. When I felt someone asking me. My moon is in Pisces. I feel good about the message. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. My little noodle pie. All right, Aquarius. Let's see. Last but not least, baby. I'm happy with this deck combination, too. We got a lot of the same birds out, I'm noticing today. We got a couple loons. We got a few eagles. We got a couple pelicans, I think. So really the themes were like forgiveness, balance coming in, new beginnings. It's great. Forgiveness is really important. And sometimes, you know, we don't recognize enough, but unforgiveness, like we always talk about like people or energies or things blocking our blessings, but oftentimes we can block our own blessings by holding like bitterness or unforgiveness in our heart, right? Sometimes you have to forgive people, like even if they don't apologize. Like sometimes you have to forgive people, like even if amends aren't made, like even if you just have to forgive. You have to forgive. It'll bring more peace into your life and more flow, which makes you more available for the things that you want. Scorpion, Aquarius. You having a death and rebirth moment? I feel like this week you're being really illuminated to common triggers for you, and I feel like you're developing a coping mechanism around them, like a healthy one. There's something about boundaries here too that you will find yourself less triggered or feeling as though people are taking advantage of you or any of that kind of stuff. If you, it's like the best defense is a good offense. If you put better boundaries in place for yourself, literally and also energetically, I know. The live is good. This is like an extra long live. Normally they're like an hour and a half. That's what they'll be like moving forward. But I just kind of wanted to hang out with you guys today. The dragon. This is like the eye of God for me. This is like, it feels like a turning point. It's like a turning point for you, Aquarius. You have to put in these new kind of boundaries. You have to put in these new infrastructures. And you also have to recognize ways in which you may be commonly triggered to be able to create not only healing moments for yourself, but coping solutions while those healing moments are still happening. Because you will not repeat this last cycle again, is what I'm hearing. And it feels like really strong. You will not repeat this next cycle again. So it feels like the divine is keeping a very close eye on you to make sure that it's like you do what you have to do. You make the boundaries where you have to, you recognize where you may be triggered, and then actively work on healing those. And in the meantime, again, create those coping mechanisms so that way you don't lash out, because sometimes that Scorpion can be like a lashing out kind of energy. Throw babies out with bathwater, that kind of thing. It's like trying to land a plane. It's like a very, it's like precise. There's something about like the precision of this process for you this week. It may feel a little tight, like you're being kind of squeezed a little bit. It's a refining. It's a moment of refinement for you. The dolphin. It's good karma. It's really good karma. It feels like you've built up a lot of really good karma for yourself, Aquarius, but because you may still be so easily triggered, is that what it is? Did you hear that? Thank you. Yeah, but because you're you still have these moments or these points, these soft spots where you're so easily triggered that it's preventing those that positive karma to be paid back to you. Which is why it's like this real strict energy of no, like, because it's almost like it's the timeline. It's like the timeline like dictates that this has to come in now. Like that positive karma has to be repaid. But when you're so easily triggered, it cannot come in because it's the blessing is not a vibrational match to the frustration. And so they're really kind of squeezing you this week to be really self-disciplined, to identify your trigger points, to work on healing them, but in the meantime find healthy coping mechanisms. And it feels like even just that that proactivity allows this to come in and get closer to you. But that's what it is. If you've been wondering, like, how come this stuff isn't coming in for me? Like, it's because of those trigger moments. Because the blessing, whatever it is that you want, that positive karma, it's not in a vibrational alignment to the frustration of those triggers. And so if you feel yourself getting more triggered than usual, it's to kind of like get the venom out, right? It's like a scorpion. It's like to kind of push it out, push it out, push it out. Something about Kill Bill. I don't know what that is. Kill Bill, the movie Kill Bill, just came into my head. Particularly the scene where Uma Thurman is in the trailer with, what's her name? The girl with the eye patch. And the girl with the eye patch, she tries to get Uma Thurman with the Black Mamba. There's something about that scene. There's something about that scene. I don't know what that is. That might be an Easter egg for you. Maybe you need to watch Kill Bill. Daryl Hannah, thank you. Bless you. Bless you. A nobody pace to you. Some of you might need to watch that movie. There might be like a message or like an Easter egg in that. Maybe I should watch Kill Bill. That's a bomb movie. But I can't watch Kill Bill, both Kill Bills and Harry Potter. Not enough time. Ooh, the oyster. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's something really positive with the fish, and the fish is in reverse. There's something really positive that again, it wants to come in for you, but there is this point of wisdom. The fish in reverse means that the energy, again, it's having a hard time flowing to you because the fish also represents money, abundance, movement. It cannot kind of break through because there's still like this piece of wisdom, and it may be why you are so triggered in certain areas and how to best overcome that, Aquarius. I feel like you're going to figure it out really quickly, though, and you're going to be really proud of yourself. Ooh, we got two different ones. Hawk. Pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you now. Pay attention to me. You have to find, like, a common denominator in these triggers. What is it? Is it self-esteem? Does it go to your childhood? Is it someone say something to you and it planted a seed in your head? Like, what is it? You got to find the common denominator in these triggers, and you need to start to heal them so that way you can be more available to the energy, the positive energy that wants to flow to you. And then the blackbird. The magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. Again, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of positive karma. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of energy that wants to flow through you, to you, out of you. And this is just providing like a little bit of this blockage. So it needs to be attended to because it's the timeline. Certain things on the timeline, like it's time for them to come to pass. So it feels like, again, like you might feel a little bit squeezed this week, but it's for your own good. It's a refining kind of process, so that way you can deal with this sort of like once and for all. Kill Bill and Harry Potter reminds me of when you check out at the grocery store and buy a weird array of items that they're buying. I know. I started watching Money Heist again. Do you know the problem is that I just rewatched all of my normal rotation. So normally I'll watch all the Harry Potters, and I'll watch all like the Hunger Games, and then I'll watch True Blood, and then I'll go back to Game of Thrones, and then I'll watch Sons of Anarchy, and then I'll go to American God. I have my rotation, you know? Come on, ladies, let's get in formation. And I just like ran through them all. And now I don't know what to watch. And so it's like when you don't know what to eat, so you just like pick a little bit off of like everything. Because you don't really know what you want. Yeah, Money Heist is really good. I'm on season 2, but like, it's gonna take me so long to get to season 5. It's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll just go back to like my comfort movies. I watched Queen Elizabeth the other day with Camp Blanchett. That was good. I watched Hercules last night. That's good. I'm running through like the Disney movies. I'm running through like comfort movies. Harry Potter's a comfort movie for me, so that may be what I decide to watch. But Kill Bill's pretty badass too. The Sun and the 4 of Cups. Yeah, this really needs to get healed. So that way you don't continue to miss opportunities. It's a little bit like Pisces. That way you don't continue to miss opportunities that are right in front of you. Because that's what it is. Like, the 4 of Cups is like there's an opportunity that's like right in your vicinity. But it's like you're not perceiving it because you're too busy like focused on the trigger or focused on the disappointment that just happened. And there's a reason why you do that. And it might be coming out of like, someone else had this. I forget who it was now. I think maybe it was Leo. Or maybe it was Cancer. It was Cancer, that sometimes like we don't think that we're actually like worthy of things, and so like subconsciously we'll sabotage them, or it's that kind of energy. There also is like a lot of these like really deep oranges and like kind of like these muddy like reddish tones, so it might have something to do with like the root chakra, like over attachment, Aquarius. Why you overly attach to things, and it's hard for you to let them go when like they don't work out, and then it like triggers you. You may like project expectation onto people, places, and things before those people, places, and things get to present to you, show you like what their actual purpose is, and then you feel resentful of them, and then maybe you feel critical of yourself for not using your intuition, or feeling frustrated with like the universe or the divine process. Like there is something about like the projection of expectations, not allowing things to like play out kind of organically. And there's another eye on the Sun, and there's that eye on the Dragon. So there's the divine's like got you under a microscope this week. You might feel that. So if you feel a little bit like, I feel like there's a lot of spiritual energy like around me right now, it's because they're keeping a very close eye on your situation, just to make sure you stay on target. Because again, it's time for the good karma you've incurred. It's time for it to be paid back to you. But there's something about these triggers. They need to get addressed, and they need to get healed. And again, positive. It's like a self-soothing thing. I don't know if you know how to self-soothe very well, Aquarius. I just heard like I shouldn't have to. That's interesting. There's something about that, because she looks real young too. It's something about that in your childhood. Like maybe as a child, like you dealt with like a lot of neglect, and you were left home by yourself, and you constantly had you were your own source of like emotional comfort. You constantly had to self-soothe for yourself, and now it's like you're done with it. You don't want it. You want other people to kind of soothe you. That could be something. Like feeling like a little resentful of that process. Or you could be on the opposite side of the spectrum, Aquarius, where maybe as like a child, like you were over attended to, like maybe you were like an only child, like that kind of thing, and you didn't learn like coping mechanisms. You didn't learn how to self-soothe because there was always someone there. For some of you as a grandmother, like there was always someone there to like pick you up or like dust you off, and so you just didn't like build up that muscle, and so it's like you don't deal with inconvenience well. The world, but it's time for that to go. 8 of Pentacles, it's really time to like dig in and like work on that, because there's other stuff coming for you. And then the 6 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles and the Star. Like I would do it this week. Something about the Pisces full moon. Seeing the Page of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Page of Swords too. And the 9 of Pentacles and the Lovers on these little splits. Queen of Wands. There's these cards on this split. They're really good cards. You're gonna really want to attend to that. I don't know what it is that's coming in for you. It's intentionally being blacked out, but you can't find out until you release the blockage. You can't find out until you release the blockage. So, Aquarius, just lean into it. Just do it. Kind of follow that thread back to its origin, your childhood. why you may get overly triggered by inconvenience, ways in which you had to learn to self-soothe or ways in which you were not conditioned to self-soothe. That's where it is. That's kind of the starting point. And you'll be able to figure it out from there. Very good? Very good. So, we did it. We did it. That's good because I'm losing my voice. So let's sit on here for another minute. And it's Ozark on Netflix, which is a pretty good binge watch. I'm binge watching the Alone series. Hi, Priestess. You're welcome, Palmer. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I have to be mindful of the stuff I watch. Like, I was gonna watch, like, a certain movie the other day, and I was like, that's too scary. Like, that's too negative. Like, I have to be mindful of how what I'm watching affects, like, me and, like, my mood and my, because I'm a big sponge, right? And, like, my vibration, like, all of that kind of stuff. So sometimes it's easy for me to go back to, like, my comfort films, right? So, like, a Harry Potter or, like, a Disney movie or, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch Halloween Town or something. Maybe I'll start my Halloween movie rotation. Something like that. After, like I really like Kill Bill and, like, war movies. And, like, I like stuff like that, but then it gets me, like, ready to go. And, like, I'm not trying to do that right now. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, a Five of Wands, like, hyped up energy. Like, I'm trying to be, like, it's like the Pisces reading. Like, I'm trying to be in my, like, gentle kind of feminine energy. So I just am mindful, right, about, like, what I'm absorbing. Boycotting Disney long ago. Yeah, I get that. For me, it's a way of connecting with my inner child, right? I was kind of like a latchkey kid, so, like, I just used to spend a lot of time, like, watching Disney movies by myself. So for me, when I'm doing, like, inner child work and I'm trying to play, that's, like, a really easy place for me to go to kind of nurture that inner child and, like, kind of reconnect. So that's how I do it. But I respect you. I understand why. No shade. Totally get it. The accountant. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys for hanging out and spending all this time, especially those of you that have been here for the three hours. Like almost 3 hours that we've been on this stream. If anyone made it through the whole stream, whether live or on the replay, and wants to timestamp it for the other bees at the end, we would very much be grateful and appreciative of you. Don't forget, Sunday service is up from this morning. If you are interested in Sunday service, if you're not interested in Sunday service, totally cool. But if you are, it is up. It has been posted for you. I love you guys very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, a beautiful week, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.